All right, welcome, SpeedGaming 5 to Super Metroid and A Link to the Past combo randomizer. This is a Group W, I believe, match. Dorkmaster Flek versus YeOldFartGamer in a loser's bracket match. The winner will go on to face Lack Attack for a shot at going into brackets. The loser will be done. My name is Tracy M. With me today is Zeruvian. How you doing, Zeruvian?
We're doing just fine, Tracy, thank you. Hello, everyone out there. We're looking forward to yet another fun combo randomizer race from our two players today.
And this should be... I don't know what Dorkmaster. I know a little bit more from the Super Metroid side of things. I don't know what his Link to the Past is like. He has participated in the Super Metroid Randomizer League in the past, and I believe he was also in the 2017 tournament. YeOldFartGamer, despite his name, is relatively new to the scene, so it'll be interesting to see what he has to offer. So he did have a few issues in his first match, but hopefully things will work out better today. Okay. Looks like we have Dorkmaster is going to go ahead. I'm going to guess both runners will go straight to Link to the Past. That's pretty standard.
It's usually the first thing you see because while you might think it makes sense to go down to check your vanilla morph ball location, that's about all you can do in Super Metroid at the start of one of the...
Yeah, there is one other location that can be checked and can be picked up if you know how. It is not in Logic since the D-boost is needed, but of course, bomb capacity at Link's house.
It does look like we're going to get those couple checks from Gamer here.
Okay, we're going to get an Uncle check from Dorkmaster. Probably going to get a tree pull at the same time to see if we can get some... He's going to want to get some bombs here, most likely. But gets hearts, which is pretty useless.
Hearts instead of bombs.
And 50 rupees from the uncle. And Gamer finds some bombs, which ironically is actually a pretty good find for early in a SMZ3. One of the big differences between SMZ3 and the normal Zelda randomizer, and also bombs on Dorkmaster's side, is that it's a lot less likely you're going to find those bombs to get through Kakariko when you need them early on in the game, because there's all sorts of other junk items like missiles. Well, at this point, only missiles really, but
missiles, or everyone's favorite 10 arrows.
Yeah, those are in the regular game, of course, but okay. Gamer sees a piece of heart, doesn't try and get it.
We're going to see them climb right back up and join Flek in Link to the Past here.
Yeah, not a whole lot of other options. See another tree pull here, this time for rupees. A little bit better than the bombs. The 5, that's 20 rupees now. Extra rupees you didn't have before.
Oh, look
there's
at that.
The jackpot. The bushcraft with the 8 bomb drops. Oh,
that is a Bombos medallion on our Aglet.
Oh, so that's not the worst thing you can find there. The worst thing you can find there is a shovel or a mushroom.
Oh, because that just leads you down a treacherous path.
Yeah, but Bombos is definitely one of those where you're like, okay, I could need that for Meyer. I could need that for Total Rock. You could even end up needing that for Ice Palace if you don't find a fire rod.
Yeah.
No way to know ahead of time.
So knowing where it is actually very helpful in this case, because you don't know if you need it or not.
Yeah, speaking of shovels.
Oh, the fetch quests begin early.
And some missiles.
And it looked like we had a beam on our island as well. Didn't catch which one it was, though.
Alright, as Dorkmaster heads into Blind's hut. Missiles, bombs, gravity suit.
Oh!
Okay, that's a first for me. Double suits.
Not just double suits, they're right next to each other.
Double in an ether medallion. Double suits in Blind's hut. I've never seen that before. And to all of you that say that hard mode opens up Super Metroid way too fast, we just opened up basically all of Super Metroid. Not quite all of it. There's still a few things we can't do, but oh my god.
This is going to turn into a hunt for the morph ball. Watch.
Yeah, that's true. We do need the morph ball, but when we get that morph ball, everything's gonna be open. And that's not entirely true either, because you know you need some things to get over to Bubble Mountain. You need things to get to Wreck Ship. You need things to get all the way through Meridia. But it's still a whole lot of Super Metroid that's gonna be open once we find that morph ball.
And in a couple of respects, it's going to make it very comfortable just getting around. And we've got flippers on our bottle merchant today.
Nice. Yeah, Ancient Gamer, that's exactly the problem. Yeah, problem, he says, the problem, for those of you that maybe don't have chat up, he says the problem is we're figuring out which way to go, and there's just so many choices. Oh, that's unfortunate. Gamer killing his bush crab with all those bombs. Of course, he's got 6, so he should be fine, but... Okay, gonna leave Kakariko. Looks like we only got those flippers for the, for Link to the Past.
Yeah, right now that only takes us down really one path until you're out of your early sphere checks.
And the flippers, I mean, they don't do as much as you really think about. I mean, you think about it, so many of the flippers checks you can just sequence break anyway. So they're a nice find to have them in logic. Oh, I didn't quite see what he scouted out over there on the race game, but he's going after it, so...
It's a pack of power bombs. You can't really blame him this early in the race.
Oh, absolutely. I would absolutely pick up those power bombs. Power bombs are like regular bombs in Link to the Past. Super valuable early. After a while, you don't want to see them anymore, but this early, you absolutely want to pick them up. And he does. And he's going to go ahead and turn in that shovel right now. That way he doesn't have to think about it anymore. Okay, Gamer going to go ahead and find his suits. Now, see if that shovel brings us anything. That is a thing. Sharp, pointy objects.
It is definitely a thing, and you wonder, why would somebody bury a sword? I just don't see the point.
Yeah. Somebody's being irresponsible there. Hiding that sword in a place that just any old kid can come pick it up. Okay, Gamer picking up his ether medallion, so now both runners have that ether. Again, another one of those things that may or may not be needed. It looks like we're hopefully going to get a look at the dam here.
It looks like the first item there was just a rupee pile, so nothing crazy. And look at that.
That's important. Okay, now all Super Metroid's open. No, it's not all open, but...
It's open in theory. It's just a treacherous trip without a little bit of ammo and stuff.
Well, there's that too, and I'm just thinking, there's a few places you still can't get to Bubble Mountain, and no items to get over there. Would have to... It doesn't have access to all of Meridia, because we can't backdoor it without at least a Moon Pearl and some Dark World access. It doesn't have good way into Lower Norfair, but yeah, no, that still opens up a ton in Super Metroid. Some of it not quite in logic, since you could get to the wreck ship with the CWJ, but that's not in logic for the normal mode of the randomizer here. And we almost have Zora money, which is really nice with those slippers.
Unfortunately, Moldworm Cave not really giving us too much to work with here today.
Little surprised at the save and quit there, although maybe he's going to go into Super Metroid. I think I would have gone ahead and checked Ice Rod Cave, done the flippers checks. 10 power bombs is pretty good, only 5 supers. Of course, both suits, so one energy tank is plenty. But just get a few more of those nice little Super Metroid things if you could. And having trouble getting these wall jumps up to Gauntlet. This is not in logic yet in normal mode, but it's certainly a check worth making. Okay, he's opening up the blocks and then saving again, or refilling again. 10 power bombs is, you actually only need 8 to get all the way through to the back, so I'm a little surprised that he's doing this, but it is 1 extra power bomb he won't have to farm later. Okay, gets the wall jumps again, this time much easier.
It's easy to be scared off by a gauntlet check this early, but having both suits and an extra E-tank...
Yeah, that gravity suit... Yeah, that gravity suit will protect you, will allow you to move through the acid. That barrier suit will protect you from the acid. It's actually pretty safe right now. 10 power bombs is more than enough. Supers to kill the Yappy Maws just in case. And the first item we get is missiles. This early in the game, no charge beam. Yeah, picking up those missiles is fine. It's like game, we're also going to go ahead and pick up those power bombs. We'll see if he does something different after he gets over towards South Shore, if he goes that way. Okay, Dorkmaster, careful to make sure he drops down the middle there. I'm probably just going to grab that heart container. Those arrows really not too useful. And remembers to check the Terminator item. And gets a Spacer for it.
Spacer is the reward for being persistent.
You know, that is actually really good to pick up right there in that location, because if you forget that location, you're going to run into that Spacer on your way to the end of the game. And if you already have Plasma Beam, that's going to be an extra menu to turn that off. So good to just pick it up now.
It's a nice early game, not really a must-have, but a little extra offense doesn't hurt as you go down deeper into.
Oh, for sure. I would never turn down Spacer if I don't already have Plasma. Okay, Gamer digging up his sword. And he'll save and quit, probably head to Link's house, and maybe he'll check. Maybe he'll go a little bit further on after South Shore. Go check the Ice Rod Cave, maybe do those flips checks. Okay, Dorkmaster gonna head over to Bomb Chorizo. And what do we got? Oh, blue mail. Okay. It's a nice safety. I would never turn down blue mail. Not really what he's looking for, but...
And we do get a look at the chest in the dam here, and it was just a 300 rupee pie.
Yeah, and I didn't see where Gamer got that mirror from, and unfortunately not using the mirror glitch on those blocks could have saved himself an extra trip into this area.
Gonna see Gamer pick up his morph ball.
Yep. I was in the CAC well, so I'm gonna assume that Dorkmaster has that as well. Yeah, and I will correct myself a little bit. I said that they couldn't get over to the wreck ship, but that gravity suit does allow them to get over to the wreck ship, so I believe that's in logic with a wall jump. There's a few other ways to do it, but definitely could do that if you want to.
Looks like Gamer's going to go at least have a look at what's on Desert Ledge and Agina.
Yeah, not a bad choice. This is one of those locations that a lot of runners like to skip, and will put off till way late. So if something good is there, you might get a bit of an advantage. Boomerang on the ledge, so probably not going to worry about that. I mean, blue boomerang is nice. Some people prefer it. I like to have a boomerang. I don't really care which. Oh, Gamer taking a death in the desert. Those enemies do hit hard, especially with only green mail. He hasn't picked up his blue mail yet. I think it's, yeah, I don't think it's the gravity jump. I think you can actually do the wall jump. I think that's what makes gravity, gives access to the wreck ship. I am not 100% sure about that. Okay, our first check into the Brinstar area. Missiles. These checks, of course, all out of logic since mock balls are not in logic for the normal mode. But we do find a lamp. So lamp behind speed booster. That's interesting. What that means?
Lamps.
Yeah, go ahead.
The lamp's a nice early find because it's going to point you at. It's going to make a lot of the movement a little bit easier. It's going to point you to the mountain once you find your first glove.
It's also a fire source. It could be a while before they find a fire rod. For a lot of runners, that's the importance of the lamp more so than the ability to do dark rooms. Although, of course, a lot of the runners here will be able to do those dark rooms. Okay, gonna head down towards the Edicoons. Okay, jumping into some 20 rupees. More missiles.
I'm going to go give the Edicoons a little visit here, check out the item that's up on top.
Yeah, Dorkmaster take it nice and safe, killing the B-Toms as they jump onto him. Also gives him a nice power bomb refill. And finds a book.
Well,
not really what you're looking for, but hey, you know, if you're gonna find it, might as well find it early, so you can check all those locations when you get to them instead of having to come back for them later. Also gives him desert access, and desert almost full clearable. Would be full clearable once we find a glove upgrade. Yeah, and I would have liked to seen Dorkmaster pick up one more power bomb before heading up, maybe go into the fire flea room near the missile refill. Power bombs are really at a premium in this part of Brinstar. Pink Brinstar uses a ton of power bombs. And one of the things I like to do is, you see how you open that door by laying the power bomb a little bit higher? If you lay it a little bit lower, you can open the door at the same time as opening the little hole for the backdoor super strat, and save yourself a power bomb that way. Okay, Dorkmaster setting up for the glitch here. It's also not in logic, but definitely not something you want to have to come back for later with Wave Beam.
Just a heart at our wave gate.
Yeah, but this is really nice to have a little bit of extra health. Definitely not the worst thing you could find. Okay, Gamer also getting that nice mock ball, so he'll get his lamp. And
There's our
that
glove.
Okay, that fully opens desert.
Yeah, unfortunately, Mission Impossible only paying a big 20, but that big 20 pushes us that much closer to Zora.
Okay, and we are going to go ahead and check that back door, do that backdoor spore spawn.
Just farming up a couple extra supers there. Definitely going to need them in a couple months.
Okay, and just a heart piece at the charge beam. So we don't have speed booster. Can't keep going there, so we are going to go this way. With only 2 power bombs, I don't expect him to go back up to Blueburn Star. Probably going to go ahead and go down to Kraid. Oh, Gamer getting up there, but not quite getting the morph ball into the hole there. Gonna check the spazer beam.
That Gamer picking up their book. And soon they'll see their glove in big.
Just 20 rupees at spazer. And Gamer having a little bit of trouble getting out of the Edikun pit. He could have just gone through the hole at the bottom. But decides to go all the way up to the top and does make it. And Dorkmaster using that one last power bomb. Unfortunately, that's going to mean he's not going to be able to check the Kraid missile item here, and he is going to have to rely on some drops. He can get out. The enemies down here are going to do drop power bombs, but if Kraid doesn't drop enough power bombs, he may be forced to farm a little bit. And I think the number is 1% for the power bomb drops here, so he could be left with a long farm if Kraid doesn't cooperate. Oh, and of course, first he gets one right away. Nice.
I know the Zeb is like 2%.
Yeah, it's something like that. But he got one, so he's probably going to want one.
Roll.
Yeah, he's gonna want one more though, because he's gonna want to be able to get out, but he's also gonna want to be able to check the crane missile item. Okay, gamer picking up his power glove. And we'll just have to wait and see what's going on Dorkmaster's side. Well, he didn't get the stand up. He did get the stand up. He didn't get the quick kill, but looks like he just killed Kraid, and hopefully, we won't miss the item at Suit. And unfortunately, we may never know what that item is.
It's a secret to everyone.
It sure is.
It does look like Kraid was a little generous with their power bomb drops, though. So we can have a look at this item. And it's another sword.
That's an important one. That Master Sword, the sword you need to have at least that caliber to beat the game.
See, the one thing you might not want to see now would be a moon probe.
Yeah, that would open up a lot of stuff in Link to the Past. I mean, you do want to see it eventually. You don't want it to be in a really bad spot. But right now, they've got enough open in Super Metroid to keep them pretty busy. And plus, yeah, that Master Sword plus lamp could be a logical AGA requirement. Logical AGA requirements not that uncommon. Hard required AGA less common, especially in normal mode, where there's so many ways to break through, do sequence breaks and stuff. Yeah, the lamp is out of logic until we find Speed Booster. So probably waiting till you find that Speed Booster to make the AGA play would be a good choice. We do find missiles at high jump boots. And we're going to get an Ice Beam check. This is also out of logic, since we would logically need Speed Booster for this. The book was in logic. That's anything that requires wall jumps. The players are expected to be able to wall jump up there.
You could see the book and the glove pointing to possible progression in Desert. But again, we can't finish Desert in logic because
in logic. Yep, because of the lamp. My guess is that Speed Booster's got to be pretty readily available to them. There's plenty of Link to the Past spots we haven't checked. We haven't checked any of the escape. We haven't checked the eastern area. Haven't checked parts of Desert are in logic. We haven't seen that.
There's a third sword. Wow.
Oh yeah, that's a hard one to pick up, and unfortunately, Dorkmaster's gonna have to do some wall jumping to get up there. But that's I think worth the trouble.
I would pick that sword up 10 times out of 10.
Absolutely.
It's another spot we haven't looked at is we haven't done any of our flippers checks.
Yeah, that's another one. Those flippers showing up so early. I would have liked to have seen the runners go there, and I think we either had enough money or were really close to having enough money last time the runners were in Link to the Past. Okay, Dorkmaster gonna go over to Death Mountain. He can't get over to the Bubble Mountain area. Doesn't have anything to get past the first room into the cathedral.
Gonna go rescue our old man friend, or get dead rocked.
This is really bad. The dead rock is right in the cave, and the boulders will one-shot kill him right now. Anything that he hits him is gonna kill him. Yep, just like that. And I think at this point you just save and quit, or just save to the sanctuary and just go the vanilla way. And I think that's what he's doing.
Yeah, that was a troll rock and a half right there.
Although this would give him the opportunity to check back of escape, so maybe you do that first. He's thinking, okay, not gonna do either one of those things.
I think
he's resetting back to Super Metroid, which, okay. Let's see what the plan is here. Maybe gonna check the blue Brinstar area? I would have liked to have seen a power bomb refill before doing that, though. That's where he is heading. 5 power bombs is not going to be enough to get everything you can check down here. And there's our
speed booster.
Okay, so now everything's in logic. Okay, gamer having a little bit of trouble. Oh, he gets the wall jump. There we go. Yeah, you know, the Super Metroid was very much a show, not tell game. In other words, the things you have to do, they would show you by making you get out. So like this room here, you need to have high jump boots technically to get out. And of course you don't, you can do wall jumps. But they make the jump high enough that you're going to get those high jump boots and then you can get out because now you have high jump boots. Another power bomb pack. Now we're at 15, so now it looks like now he'll be able to do all those checks. So yep. Saved by the randomizer there.
15, the magic number.
Oh, gamer has no PBs left, so that is a soft lock. I don't know when he last saved. Yeah, that's one of those changes that the normal Super Metroid randomizer did. Made some of those blocks shot blocks. The SMZ3 does not do that. Sure, I was all worried about Dorkmaster's powerbomb count, and it turned out to be gamer that didn't have enough.
That's a little unfortunate for gamer because they have to go all the way back into the Bryn loop now.
Yeah, I still really think with both lamp and glove, you just go rescue the old man the old-fashioned vanilla way. Just do that, and then you have that save quit point, and then you can just go back over to Norfair anytime you want. Okay, Missile and E-Tank and Billy Mays. So really not a whole lot in Blue Brinstar. One more check he can make. Okay, looks like YeOldFartGamer is going to have to go back and pick all these items up again. That's unfortunate. Okay, last check in the Blue Bryn area, just a missile, so really nothing over here.
Kind of pays off a little bit to route this in later on your way back down. Those big side hoppers are not very... And we're going to see a waterway check from Flek.
Okay, this I like. Hopefully on the way back he also checks the criteria supers, but he needs more power bombs. This power bomb count is just way too low. I keep harping on it, but you know, we saw Gamer get stuck because of the power bombs. 2 power bombs is not going to be enough to get him back to that criteria super location. He can farm them here. These zeros, the little creepy crawly caterpillar guys, are basically 100% power bomb drop rate. So
I think you'll also see the Puyos drop them on a pretty good clip too. So walks in with 2, leaves with 6.
yeah, I would farm up a little bit more than this. You're gonna want to get minimum of 3 to get through the criteria supers room to get everything, but probably going to want to use some power bombs to kill the enemies there to make it easier to get to that spot so you don't have ice beam. It looks like he's just not even going to bother with that check though, unfortunately, so we're not going to see that for a while.
Right back down Red Town, and presumably right back to the mountain.
Oh, and I just realized Gamer only doesn't have any E-tanks. It's a very not safe room without E-tanks. Thankfully, he does have the gravity suit, and that'll help him a little bit. But still, this is just, yeah, this is a very, very dangerous room he's in right now. Oh, Dorkmaster not going to go back down. He's going to go up. Maybe this will be a wreck ship play.
At the very least, we're going to see Alpha and Beta power bombs.
Yeah, 3 items in that area.
With that speed booster, it would not surprise me to see them go all the way up and you know, take care of Fantoon, get all of those checks out of the way, and
yeah, that's a pretty decent choice. You can full clear it with this item set pretty easily. And a plasma beam. So Spazer, we loved you. Now we're replacing you, and a hammer. That hammer, very important. So now we're a Moon Pearl away from Dark World access. So probably not going to have to kill Aga for Dark World access. Pretty much the only scenario at this point would be Moon Pearl or something leading to Moon Pearl on the Pyramid Ledge. Okay, just rupees at beta power bombs.
And the call is up, it is. To answer your question in chat, the item on Lumberjack Ledge was our Bombos medallion.
Yep, which is one of those items that when you see it on the Lumberjack, you just curse.
You hate to see it.
You hate to see it.
Until
like I said,
see...
until you, yeah. The only things worse are shovel and mushroom. Okay, Dorkmaster not heading to the wreck ship. Okay, maybe he wants to check criteria power bombs.
That's what I was thinking.
That's not
You're
a bad
up here,
choice.
you might as well get the check right now. Otherwise, you might risk orphaning it.
This also gives you a chance to refill the ship if you are going to go into wreck ship right now. Take a save if you need it.
I would be a little leery about going into wreck ship with just 6 power bombs. There's our first bottle.
Well, that opens up Sick Kid. Yeah, no spring ball, no regular bombs. There are a lot of places you can get soft locked if you're not careful in that area. Fortunately, there are a few enemies you can kill to actually get more. And we do have a plasma beam now that'll help you with that. Okay, I think we are getting the wreck ship play now.
And I do like the call going up to wrecked ship, getting it cleared and out of the way.
Yeah, I like this better than going all the way back down to Norfair to get that Dark Death Mountain, or sorry, the Death Mountain axis. Especially since they can just do that the vanilla way, as we've said. Just 3 bombs on the... But we'll pick those up, because that's where our Shine Spark takes us. An extra heart container, so by the time Dorkmaster gets back to Link to the Past, he'll have a lot more health.
Something along the lines of 8 or 9 hearts and blue mail sounds pretty safe to me. And that temp.
Okay, gonna go ahead and check the first item here that we can get without killing Phantoon.
This is one of those checks you want to do before you fight Phantoon.
Oh, for sure. This room is very, very dangerous afterwards. Okay, 3 tanks and a gravity suit. This is a pretty safe fight, but by no means free. 70 missiles definitely going to help here.
There are a couple rude things that Phantoon can do, but this kind of safety and that much ammo. You got Flek saying, "I ain't afraid of no ghosts."
Okay, Gamer going to head over to his Kraid fight. And we'll get to finally find out what was at Various suit once Gamer goes ahead and kills Kraid.
This is Phantoon just giving us a little bit of a hard time with these fast slows.
Okay, Gamer gonna take a safety save before fighting Kraid. Oh, this is bad.
The enrage. Yikes.
Yeah, no charge being to do pseudo screws, no screw attack to just do screws. Yeah, these flames are still going to do a ton of damage even with gravity, so you should be able to survive it. And definitely not what you want to see happen. And did Gamer pick up that Master Sword? Okay, did not pick up the Master Sword, okay. Okay,
and
there we
that's
go.
a done ghost.
Okay, hopefully Gamer picks up that Master Sword on the way out. Yeah, it's not a mock ball to get the Master Sword there. What you need to do is a mid-air morph, which if you're not used to doing it is actually a little bit tricky. It's one of those things that's not hard to get down once you work on it, but spending a little bit of time with mid-air morphs just really will help your game out. If you're new to Super Metroid. Okay, we are going to get a stood up Kraid here. Ugh, a reserve tank.
Just a soda can in the left side supers.
Dorkmaster decides to take it anyway.
Could be useful for later.
Yeah, reserve tanks have their uses. Oh, and Gamer out of super, so he's gonna have to use regular missiles for this fight. And an ice rod. You know what I always like to say when we see an ice rod pretty early. Although I guess wreck ship isn't the best place for those things, since it is ideal if you could leave wreck ship for last. But I often say, oh, confirmation, Turtle Rock is going to be a pendant. Of course, considering we have no pendants in the light world, that could very well be true.
And that's another one of those things you just don't want to see.
I don't mind Turtle Rock being a pendant. I mind Turtle Rock being a pendant dungeon I have to go into.
Yep.
Alright, Dorkmaster taking the save before going into Spiky Room of Death is pretty safe with both suits. Probably saving more so you can reset if the item is crap. And what do we see at Varia? We see a... Come on, gamer, shoot it! Okay, it's just missiles.
Having gravity makes this check very free.
Oh, absolutely. Because if he misses this jump, he can just wall jump and get it anyway. He's going to reset over the piece of heart, and I think that's
Just
the right
a piece
call.
of heart. Thanks, but no thanks.
Okay, let's see if Gamer goes ahead and gets that sword. He should. He needs to. He really needs that. The other sword that we've seen is even harder to get. No, not gonna go get that sword. Okay. And Plasma gonna make this room a lot easier for Dorkmaster. Unfortunately, using the Shine Spark Shot did miss an atomic, so he does have to come back and kill it. Then he can open the door here. And I'll go back and check the worker robot room, the room I like to call the most annoying room of the game.
It is really one of the slowest rooms in
It's a terrible room. It's not a hard
Oh.
room. You know, it's not a dangerous room, but it is an annoying. Oh, it's terrible.
It's just tedious. And we see Gamer walking into Business Center.
Okay, let's see. Okay, he's at 10 power bombs this time, so much better power bomb count. But it's going to go straight into Death Mountain. Unfortunately, we missed what was at the worker robot room. We'll have to keep an eye on his menu to see if we see anything different. Just rupees at the sky missiles. Gamer's gonna go ahead and rescue the old man. I like that choice. Get that save quit spot. Especially important when we don't have a flute. Oh, he didn't quite make it all the way, did he?
No.
That's rough.
It's unfortunately on 3 hearts. That trip is as treacherous as it seems.
He is still on 3 hearts.
Luckily, the game is nice and gives you a checkpoint when you pick up the old man.
Yeah, I don't know how nice that is if you're having trouble getting through. Hopefully he gets through this time. That's something you actually have to be careful about if you're in a bad situation in terms of no lamp and no sword. Okay, this time looks like he's gonna make it okay. Just some super missiles for his trouble, but he's got that save quit point. That's the reason to do it, is to get that.
It does look like he's going to go ahead and climb and have a look at Spec Rock. We could see a Hera play.
And over here on Dorkmaster's side, we see a bug net. And a Moon Pro.
There's
Okay,
the Moon Pro.
there's that Dark World axis. At this point, we've done most of the Super Metroid checks we could do, which is a lot of them. The ones we haven't seen, they're in logic. The front half of Meridia, there's plenty of spots in there that are in logic. The back half is not yet. Actually, it is now, because we have flippers and Dark World axis that will get us to the back of Meridia. So yeah, but that wasn't in logic until the Moon Pro. So pretty much the only part of Super Metroid that is not in logic at this point. We still don't have a good way to get to Bubble Mountain. We still don't have a good way to get to Lower Norfair.
So it might be a little while before we see another dip into Norfair.
Actually, I take it back. We do have a good way to get to Norfair because we can get to Crocomire and we can get to Bubble Mountain from there.
Yeah, it's the speed booster.
So not to mention the speed booster gets us over there. So we do have pretty much access to everything but Lower Norfair. We have illogical access because you could do a gravity jump down there, but that is not in the logic. We are going to see the front of Escape from Gamer here.
And Gamer already has the key, so I wouldn't be surprised to see them go through all the way to get that Dark Cross item out of the way.
Yeah, with the lamp, it's pretty easy to do. And with 3 hearts and no mail, it's going to be a very easy death warp. But these are new checks for us, so let's keep an eye over here for a second. He needs to get a little bit higher on that soldier, because if he keeps low, he's just going to keep hitting that sword and not going to do anything. And we do just see blue rupees there. Okay, now we're going to see Dorkmaster go ahead and rescue that old man. And he'll have a much easier time with blue mail, tempered sword, 8 hearts. And Zelda Cell gives us bombs. Okay, and we do see the Death Warp.
Now we have Flek picking up their supers, and they are going to go ahead and climb the mountain.
Yeah, and keep an eye on his menu. We still don't know what he got in that one spot, the wreck ship. So if he menus, you can see if there's anything there that he didn't have before. Just rupees on top of Speckle Rock. And a piece art inside. We're not going to go for that. Now you can go ahead and do Hera now, since he does have the mirror. And after Hera, can go to the east side and check the Paradox Cave and the Spiral Cave. So probably going to see that. And Dark Cross has the map.
A crystal on Turtle Rock, and Swamp is our other 5/6.
Yeah, our whole right side, our whole left side is our pendants. Green pendant thieves, and pendants at Skull Woods and Misery Mire. And we'll be able to get the Ether Tablet here. No, the shovel's not new. They got the shovel in Kakariko. But that's
There's
new.
your red cane.
All we need is a fire rod and mitts. We can go to Turtle Rock, potentially, depending on what the medallion requirement is. And speaking of the fire rod,
Oh no.
we see it in the back of Escape, plus an E-tank that YeOldFartGamer desperately needs. Yeah, the mirror was in Kakariko well.
That's the real scare, right?
Yeah, the book was actually at the Edakun's power bomb, so no. I'm guessing that the worker robot room didn't have anything. Okay, Dorkmaster electing not to do the bomb jump is going to fall down from above to get the big chest. Gamer finally getting to Mini Moldorm. I don't recall anything useful here. Other than that heart container helps about quite a bit. It was running on 3 for a while. And another E-tank.
The heart and the E are nice to find, but it's not what Gamer is looking for here.
No. So he's trying to decide what to do next.
We didn't see Ice Rod Cave earlier, did we?
Nope. Dorkmaster left before he got there. We also didn't see the flippers checks, which are completely, which hopefully we'll see from Gamer here. Since he can do all of them, and he's got plenty of money for Zora. I don't think he meant quite to jump into the water yet, but did avoid the crab that way. And we got a crystal in Hera, and we don't know what the other item is. See if he goes back in. I did see a small key. So if he didn't get the item, he'll go back in and check the basement probably. Oh, and a bow and ice rod cave. Oh. Okay, looks like Dorkmaster did get both items or is going to leave the item in the basement. And that bow and ice rod cave, it might be a while before Dorkmaster gets back over there. We have a gold sword on the floating island. That's one of those that, a lot of runners will skip that gold sword. I probably would pick it up. The gold sword does introduce a little bit of extra lag, and the best players really don't need it. But I don't classify myself in that category, so we'll see if either one of these guys elects to get it later on.
The gold sword is absolutely not a necessary item by any means.
Right.
It does make all of your close combat very friendly, and it saves you a bit of time on the first phases of Ganon. Yeah,
it saves time on the first phases of Ganon. For a strong player, it doesn't save any time on Ganon. For us weaker players, it does save time on the early part of Ganon. Where it really saves time is on Trinex, Cold Stare's another fight where it saves a little bit of time. So some of those other fights. What did we get on the hobo there?
It was just a power bomb pack.
Okay, well, the extra power bomb pack, if you'd had that before, you might not have gotten stuck in high jump boots, so having extra power bombs is not a bad thing.
Only takes one.
Just an E-tank and a heart piece.
Unfortunately, Paradox Cave not paying out much either, unless you count the rupees. It does look like Flek's going to go ahead and make their call in the front of Escape here.
Okay, and our first check into the eastern area. And we're gonna see it's in Sarasala, we got a piece of heart, red rupees, and power bomb. So really, not much. Okay, I do like this choice from Gamer, Eastern Palace. It is fully in logic. It's a dungeon you can full clear with that bow and that lamp.
You almost have to worry with that bow and ice rod cave how long it's going to take for Flek to go around and find it.
Oh, exactly. And this is not, for those of you that are fans of the solo Link to the Past randomizer, we do not have progressive bows here, so he has to find that bow. Finding the silver arrows will give him silver arrows, which is nice, but not going to help him out with the fights where you need a bow for. And Tempered Sword going to make really quick work of that ball and change guard. I wonder if he's going to go ahead and... Yeah, he's just going to save and quit. Hopefully he knows that... I think he's done the back of escape. He should know that that item, Dark Cross, is a map. Oh, actually had. Oh, okay. I guess it was Gamer that checked the back of escape. But yeah, Dorkmaster gonna check it. If he doesn't, if he were to find the map here, then he could always go back from behind. But he won't find the map here, so hopefully he remembers. He does get his fire rod, very important item. Oh, doesn't know that the map is there. So gonna go ahead and check the item and be disappointed. And gets the map and realizes he didn't do that. Goes ahead and saves and quit, and we'll see where he goes next.
It does look like we're probably going to make a play into the Dark World here.
Yeah, I like going to the Dark World. I would prefer. I like to see doing the South check first, checking the Hype Cave area. Probably just gonna go ahead, especially with Thieves Town being a pendant. Pendant Thieves is Gamer taking a death in the big key room. It looks like he was going for the D-boost strat to get that switch. But if you're not comfortable doing the strat, probably better off just killing all the enemies there.
Yeah, that's a tough one to take because the way Eastern's laid out, you've got to just go straight back around to it. No quick way in or out. Gamer is doing this on quite literally the vanilla loadout that you would have.
Yep.
With a couple bells and whistles, of course.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he could use the fire rod on some of these enemies. You wouldn't normally have that, but yeah, he's got the fighter sword and a regular bow with regular arrows.
And interesting is Flek taking the dip into Skull Woods here.
Yep. Gonna
Not a
fall
hard
down.
set of checks to make.
Nope, not at all. He's gonna fall down the hole because in SMZ3, the pinball room chest is guaranteed to be a key, so he's guaranteed to be able to get out. That has been changed in the Link to the Past Soul Randomizer. So you can actually get stuck down here if your key layout is bad. But we do get a key, so we can go out the normal way. And we'll see if, we'll see if he decides to full clear this. I hope one thing he can do, he's got book and mirror, so he can check PED while he's at it, see if he actually needs to finish any of these dungeons.
And of course, seeing all keys in the front means that it's very possible you could have an item off on Mom.
Yep. We did see a super missile, so there's one more item left. That's not it. So now does he... Okay, he's going to go back to the big chest. This being a pendant dungeon, I think that's a fine call. Were this a crystal dungeon, I would say just go to the end and then come back for the big chest. Now, I'm not going to do a bomb jump to get to the big chest. It's just going to do it the vanilla way by falling through this hole. Hitting the floor tile. And coming in from behind. And another death for Gamer. Didn't see where that happened this time. Okay, I didn't see what was in the big chest. I'm guessing it was our second item because Dorkmaster's not going to head to the back.
Was just a compass, so he is leaving something back there.
He is leaving something back. I'm a little surprised he doesn't at least go and do the PED check. You're not going to get any closer than that to check it. Chances are it's nothing, but we don't know that. Bumper ledge, just a piece of heart. We don't care about that. Yeah, he got a super missile in Skullwoods, so there's one item left from what we can tell. Okay, Gamer gonna head to the back of Eastern. While Dorkmaster gonna check the graveyard ledge. Okay, and shoutouts to our tracker, J3W, we see him here. Don't zoom me like this. I don't think we picked anything up with your internet down. I think we've got everything up to date at this point. Working through an internet outage, never any fun when that happens. Oh, and Gamer's gonna have to be careful here. Only down to one heart. Fortunately, there are a lot of heart pots in this area. Dorkmaster, meanwhile, making his way back to the village of outcasts.
So a little generous on the heart drops as well from those.
Okay, that pot's not going to help you against that guy. Here you go. Okay, I really don't like that he's picking up those arrow pots before, because now he's going to go in with. I mean, 29 is plenty, but having 30 I think would be better here. He's shooting them too early. He's got to wait for the Armos to actually start jumping. Okay, heart container on Dorkmaster side in the bombable hut.
It does look like he's just gonna take care of that real quick. And that's first crystal down for Gamer.
Yeah, the ties him up at 2 crystals, 1 crystal apiece. Dorkmaster did get Hera. I don't think we ever marked that, and I think we forgot to make sure it got marked, so...
And now we're going to see a check of the Green Pendant Dungeon in Thieves Town.
Yeah, he might just do the front 4, or he might do the whole thing. Fire shield, well, not a bad item. If we're going to fight blind, that'll certainly help out there.
So it's 3 items in the front. So we are going to see Flek just walk on. And we're going to play a little digging game.
And just 20 rupees.
It looks like Gamer might be taking a dive into Meridian.
Yeah, not a bad choice. Doesn't have the really good movement items. I don't think he ever picked up that speed booster.
It does look like he's just blowing up the tube and calling it good. And honestly, that's the right call.
And some red mail over there for Dorkmaster. That's a nice luxury.
Yet another nice item to find in the high jump boots.
Oh, always like to see high jump boots.
It actually looks like he's going to go ahead and check the Bombos tablet before hitting up Hype Cave.
Yeah, I think that's a good choice. And powder. The one fetch class you don't mind finding because it's such a nice luxury to have.
Let's see if Hype Cave lives up to its namesake. There's not a ton we can find in here. A few items that would be great to have: your Ice Beam, your Charge Beam, Boots, Hookshot,
Or a
the
single
Validation Arrow.
Missiles, bombs, missiles, reserve tank. Well, okay.
I give that a bomb out of 10.
That's definitely not live up to the Hype Cave.
I would almost go as far as to say that 0.5 is too far. But you do have to give points for that Validation Arrow.
And a Wave Beam, that's a nice find there. That'll help in Super Metroid when he gets back over there.
We have Gamer picking up their Plasma Beam. And it looks like Flek is going to get at least some of these Flippers checks out of the way. Maybe just Hobo since they were in the area.
Yeah, the big issue on Dorkmaster's side, he still hasn't gone back to Ice Rod Cave, still needs to pick up that bow. Gonna check Pyramid Lech here. Sees just 50 rupees. Says not to pick them up.
I think I like the routing call to go up here now and check Catfish.
Yes,
so you're going to be able to mirror back, get your Zora out of...
Yep, and he could mirror and grab a potion if he wants to go through Pod. He could do a potion glitch to clear most of it. Does pick up a blue potion. I like that choice, especially with this version of the randomizer. We don't ever have actual stuff in our bottles when we pick them up.
And atop that, the Waterfall and Pyramid Fairies are always going to give out a green potion.
And which isn't a terrible thing, but it's not always what you want. It would be preferable to get a blue if you can. Okay, Gamer gonna gate glitch back over towards the rest of Brinstar. Maybe wants to do the Blue Bryn area. And just a big 20 at Catfish. But I do think we're going to see, I like this, yeah, I like pairing Catfish with the Mirror and the Flippers to do the rest of the Zora area. Unfortunately, just an E-Tank and some rupees. Piece of heart.
All right, Lord of the Fishes, what do you have for us today?
Piece of heart.
It's just a little bit of love from Zora. Not what we wanted to see for 500
Not
rupees.
what we wanted to see. I mean, there are worse things like arrows, but not what we wanted.
Some high-priced arrows when they show up.
Very, very high-priced arrows. Okay, Dorkmaster, gonna go to Death Mountain, maybe gonna go back into Norfair. There's a lot of Norfair tricks that we can do now. And with those high jump boots, it'll make them a lot easier. Yep, gonna head over to Bubble Mountain. Is probably going this way to not orphan the cathedral location.
I would like to welcome those of us joining from SpeedGaming 2. We are in the middle of a Super Metroid and Link to the Past combo randomizer race. This is an elimination match in the group stages. The winner gets to play Lack Attack 24 for the chance to... so far the seat opened up pretty kind. Almost open. Yet both suits next to each other in blindside.
Okay, looks like we're gonna go to the reserve tank first.
Yeah, that was a red cane on Ether Tablet.
That was a red cane. Unfortunately, YeOldFartGamer is left 2 swords behind, so he can't actually get that cane. Oh, and Screw Attack. That's a nice item. Always good to find that before you head over to Lower Norfair.
That is one item that you can always say, ooh, I am glad I found this before I went down to Lower Norfair.
Yep. Finding it after Lower Norfair, not always as great. Beforehand, absolutely. Take it every time. Oh, and another death for Gamer. I think he was just in the beginning of Hera, so this won't lose him a ton of time.
Would like to point out the bow that Gamer found. We've seen an Ice Rod Cave, which is a location that Flek skipped earlier on in the race, for those of us joining us.
Okay, we didn't see the other item over here in Hera, so hopefully we'll get to see it this time. Flek Dorkmaster having a little bit of issues at times with the internet. Unfortunately, Gamer taking another death in Hera.
That's unfortunate. Those hard hat beetles are just bullying him a little bit here.
Okay, so basically we got Screw Attack in Bubble Mountain. See if Dorkmaster, see if Dorkmaster decides to continue on to Crocomire. I mean, realistically, for Dorkmaster at this point to finish, he has enough to do everything he needs to do in Super Metroid. Does want a little more ammo. Let me think about this. You need 60 supers for Mother Brain 2. You need 3 missile packs for every 1 super pack missing. So that would be 20 times 3 would be 60. So you would have, right now has about the minimum amount of ammo you would want. Maybe a little 1 extra missile pack perhaps. So really does want more ammo, or a charge beam would be nice. But could technically finish the game under this ammo. In Link to the Past, he's missing a hook shot, although, yeah, is missing a hook shot. We do have to do Swamp Palace, so that's hard required. Might need boots for desert, we don't know, haven't been in there. And we don't know what the medallion requirements are, and we don't have mitts, so he's getting pretty close. And of course he does, as you say, need to pick up that bow over at the Ice Rod Cave. Picks up a heart container at Crocomire. Now, keep in mind, Lower Norfair is not in logic yet, but Dorkmaster Flek, I fully expect that he could do a gravity jump into there with those high jump boots. So should be able to get into Lower Norfair if he decides, if he finds the other things and decides he needs to do that.
And Moldor living up to his troll's sake, taking out Gamer.
And you're gonna save and continue and try again. All you can do at this point, at 4 hearts, this is rough.
Yeah, chat, curiously, we had Flek go through most of Skull Woods, and then opt to dip out after getting a dungeon item in the big chat.
Yeah, he did not go to any of the back. There is one more item to find. And Shiny Sparks right into a mirror shield. I hope he's not one of the anti-shield people, because he's stuck with it now. A lot of people don't like to pick up any shield, let alone the mirror shield, which is laggy and big and ugly. An E-tank at the pantry missiles.
Just kind of laughing at he can run into a like, yeah, having a picket take your shield is the easiest way to get rid of a mirror shield.
I actually don't think they steal the mirror shield. I think they only steal the fire shield and the regular shield.
Yeah, I think you're right, actually. And it looks like Croc didn't have much worth mentioning here.
Really didn't. Okay, Gamer gonna go ahead and try again. And the other fun thing is if you get your fire or small shield stolen, the next shield upgrade is going to take you to the next shield. So if you get a fire shield stolen, when you get your shield upgrade, it's going to be a mirror shield. My guess is, I don't know, this is a pure guess. I think it's probably because the mirror shield is a dungeon item, and the other shields are not. Like you pick up, in the vanilla game, you pick up the small shield from Link's uncle, and you get the fire shield by either upgrading at the Waterfall Ferry, or you get it by buying it from the shop. Okay, Dorkmaster trying to get out from this area. He can do a running jump because he has speed booster plus high jump. So you could just do a little bit of a run from one of these small platforms and then do a wall jump up. Yeah, just like that. And I think we've seen all of Norfair. We'll see if Dorkmaster decides to check Meridia out. At this point, I'd kind of like to see him get back into Link to the Past and try and get some progress done there. Problem is, without that, if he had the bow, if he would just go to that Ice Rod Cave, that'd be 2 full clearable dungeons for him right now. He also could full clear Desert. That's available to him. Let's see. Swamp is available, except, well, no hookshot, so he couldn't full clear it, but he could check the beginning of it. But he is going to head over into Meridia.
He does have everything that he needs to clear out Meridia.
He does. All right, Gamer does finish up Moldorm. He's going back in. I still haven't seen what the other item is, if there is another one.
No, I don't think we've seen Boots yet.
No, we have definitely not seen Boots. Dorkmaster blind checking the Main Street item. Does get a container heart, which is not terrible. Vanilla missiles at crap supers. I would definitely pick those up. We still haven't seen a charge beam, but it looks like he's gonna... Well, he might pick them up after he checks Mama Turtle. Yeah, and it might be a Boots Lock Desert, that is correct. So that's another item we might need.
I do think it's a little surprising with how early we got everything we needed for Desert other than Boots, that we haven't seen either of our runners take a dip yet.
Yeah, I mean, if I were to guess, it's probably not Boots Lock. There's probably something important there. Just because we did get a lot of that stuff early. But it's always nicer if you can wait until you have the boots to go in there. Or wait until you have a situation where you can pair it with where you can pair it with Misery Mire. Okay, we're gonna get a check of the basement here. And it's just the compass, so Gamer not quite counting his items. Only two non-dungeon items in Tower of Hera.
Flek is going to go ahead and pick up those supers.
Yeah, I really like this decision. Now, I mean, it doesn't look like... It's actually a fairly comfy amount of ammo if you had to go into Mother Brain with this. Obviously, you'd want more supers. But there is quite a bit of leeway with those extra missiles. And more supers. Now this ammo is really comfy. And I'm gonna guess the Gamer's gonna head over to Spiral Cave and Paradox Cave. Could have done this straight out of Hera. But this is fine. We do get to see the Metroid bunny again, so that's always cool.
Ooh.
And Dorkmaster, you know what? Might as well take that arrow capacity. It can't hurt. You know, and it's funny because in Super Metroid, in the regular randomizer, we leave in the 7-second fanfare to make it so you really have to decide: do I really want this item for that 7 seconds? But in the combo, we don't. So it's just so much more free to go ahead and take items. I don't think he meant to fire a super for that door, but we've all done that.
Muscle memory is a thing.
It really is. Okay, so he's gonna save here. Probably gonna check some sand pits. That way he can reset out if he wants to. Can't check Shack Tool because no hook shot. Can't even check it out of logic because we don't have an ice beam. He'd have to do a crystal flash clip, which is not even in logic in hard mode. Missiles and a reserve tank. Without charge beam, not really a surprise he picked up the missiles, but the reserve tank I'm a little surprised he picked up. At this point he really doesn't need it.
That's what, our third reserve, I think?
At least. Heart piece and arrows, he's going to reset this. Meanwhile, YeOldFartGamer going to finally get into Paradox Cave. If I remember correctly, there really wasn't a whole lot here, though. Piece of heart. Power bombs. Yeah, I think we're seeing another reset.
Yeah, a whole lot of nothing in the sand pits.
Not a whole lot in Meridia in general so far.
You could say Meridia's kind of dry, but, you know.
Yeah. With this ammo, Botswoon is not going to be a problem. Meanwhile, Gamer, getting the disappointment that is Paradox Cave today, is going to go ahead and save and quit. That was a good fight. Pretty decent Botwoon fight. Grab some rupees.
Just missing the last few frames for a full half either.
Okay, Gamer in the water. Not entirely sure where he's looking to go. There is a whirlpool portal here that he can take. And just 20 rupees in the so-called precious missiles, called that because of a typo that was written when the wiki was created. Should have been previous to Dragon, but the name kind of stuck.
Yeah, when I first heard that, I actually did not believe it. And then a friend in our group gave me the link to it. I'm like, oh. It does look like Gamer is going to go ahead and check their Zora area now.
Okay.
And it does look like Flek is going to go ahead and opt for an ammo kill on Dragon instead of Shine Sparks.
With this much ammo, I mean, unless you're really comfortable with the speed booster kill, I mean, chain damage being an issue, not surprised. I mean, you could do it pretty quickly if you know what you're doing, and he does, and he did.
Yep. Just 2 cycle.
Yep. Yeah, Moon Pearl, to answer the question in chat, was in the wreck ship. And that's 3 Super Metroid bosses down for Dorkmaster. And submits. That's good. The only bad thing about that, it's just getting him further and further away from that ice rod cave. He is down to a bow, a hook shot, and possibly boots, and whatever medallion requirement he needs. We know Meyer is a pendant, so we don't know for sure. So we don't expect to have to go in there. We hope not to go in there. We don't know what Turtle Rock is. And let's remind everybody, it's been a while since we talked about this. There is a Bombos medallion on Lumberjack. Yeah, go ahead.
That mit's gonna allow Flek to go have a look at Turtle Rock, if not a dip into, if it happens to be either. Otherwise, we might be going on a hunt.
Yeah, I'd like to see him go straight up to Death Mountain and see what the requirement is there. Not only to know if we have to hunt for Quake, but also to know if we just need to get that Ether medallion. So I'll tell you, if it's me, not Ether, Bombos. My first choice, obviously, would be let it just be Ether. We have Ether, we don't have to search for it. But if it's a choice between having to go to Aga and get that Bombos or having to search for that Quake, I'll take having to go to Aga and get that bombos anytime. Okay, having a little trouble getting over these things. The power bombs are a tough way to do it. You can kind of clip through them by jumping and pushing down. Just like that. Okay, gotta save and quit back in Link to the Past. Let's see if he heads over to Death Mountain.
In the area, yeah,
he was in exactly, I think you were about to say, he was exactly in the right place, and if he had just mirrored and checked the Ice Rod Cave, he could have gotten his bow.
You took the words right out of my mouth, Tracy.
Yeah, I had a feeling that's where you were going.
I was like, you're right there, just go to the mirror.
Just mirror.
It actually looks like Flek is going to go ahead and do the Smith chain. All that in.
There are 6 items in Dark Death Mountain, 7 if you want to do Spike Cave, which isn't really in logic, so we don't have a cape or a blue cane, but he does have bottles, so he could get through it. And most importantly, finding out whether you need that bombo. You know, just find out, can I do Turtle Rock right now?
Yeah, I don't know if I like the call to make this check now.
Yeah,
knowing that
I don't like it.
There's just so much more information on the table.
Yeah. And this is I mean, you have a mirror, so it's not the worst thing in the world, but not having boots to move fast, not having a flute to get over with that purple chest. Yeah. And we know he's not going to find that bow. You could find a hook shot, you could find boots. Could find a flute, that would put Lower Norfair in logic.
Here's the play I'm liking seeing, is we have Gamer taking the dive into...
Yeah, I like that too. And Hammer Pigs without boots is so slow.
You get so used to having the boots when you're here.
Yep.
Not having them is just like,
And just 5 rupees. Let's see what the Smiths are making us today. Just a bomb upgrade. Okay, let's see if he checks the, Yeah, he's gonna go ahead and check the powder. Go to the magic bat. Vanilla half magic.
Not something I think anyone would complain about, but probably not the place you'd expect to see it.
No, not where you expect to see it, not what you're looking for, but you'll take it. Okay, he's gonna go grab that purple chest. Probably gonna save and quit back to Link's house and turn that in. Or he's not gonna take that purple chest.
That's a strange call to Orphan.
Okay, maybe he wants to check Thieves Town. I don't think we've seen it. Oh, did he check the front of Thieves Town? Maybe he did.
He did do the front of Thieves Town.
He did
not go to defeat Blind. But again, Thieves Town is a green pendant, so it could be something.
Yep.
Or it could be 10 arrows. We don't.
I hope he menus, because I want to know how many items there are on the back here.
If I recall correctly, he found 3 items in the front, and the big key was vanilla.
Ooh, that's not a Thieves Town I want to go back into. Okay, so far we see some rupees in Desert, and I was right, it is not boots locked. Because Gamer clearly has the big key and was able to get into the right side with the small key. And takes another death. Okay, so hopefully the runners will get their streak. This is not a speed gaming issue. Okay, now we got Gamer's stream back going a little bit. He's gonna go ahead and pick up that blue boomerang.
It could be useful later on.
It's a nice item to have. Don't get me wrong. Boomerangs are nice. I personally would rather have a red boomerang. I don't use them that much. I tend to use the hook shot for anything in terms of picking stuff up or stunning. For the occasional thing I would use a boomerang for, I like to have that extra distance. Okay, Gamer not remember which block. It's that lower one.
Yes. Unfortunately, the BMOS was not kind to allow him the luxury of time to remember that.
There we go. And just rupees there on the maiden's chest. So at this point, it's going to be killable. If you're correct, we have the 3 items in the front. Then the only thing we're getting out of here is the green pendant. So to answer the question in chat, as long as they have a local recording, we can accept the finish in the SRL. So if one of them finishes offline, that's fine as long as we can see a local recording. Looks like Dorkmaster going to go ahead and switch to that blue cane, being ready to just destroy blind with it.
I didn't see him pick up that blue cane.
Yeah, I'm not sure where he got that from. But there have been a couple places where he's picked up stuff where we didn't actually see it. So... And it's going to get that green pendant. We'll probably turn it right in.
Oh, I see what's going on. He's going to pick up the chest and save and quit.
Yep, he's going to do it now. He's going to do the purple chest now. That I do like. I mean, if you're gonna insist on routing this in, yeah, I like the order he did this in. So I think that he was a little bit ahead of me on that one. So good on him. Okay, Gamer gonna go ahead and finish off Land Molus. We didn't actually see the torch item, so we don't know if this is gonna be an item or not. We know there's at least one. He did pick up at least one item, I should say. Not setting up quite right to do that fire rod shot, so he's gonna have to switch to the fighter sword, which is not an easy fight. Especially on this heart mount. This is not a vanilla fight at this point. You'd have at least a 6th... No, I guess, wait. No, you'd have 5 hearts in Fighter Sword. You could have more if you could have more with heart pieces.
Yeah, I'd say this would be the minimum that the game would have you do it on in vanilla.
Yeah, a typical NMG is going to have 5 because if you pick up the Sang card. And just missiles on the purple chest. So really the only thing we got in that whole chain was the half magic. I mean, at least that's a really nice luxury item, but definitely not what we're looking for. It looks like Dorkmaster is also going to go ahead and make that play into Desert.
You actually wonder if he's going to wait until he finds the bow to put in for that green pendant?
Yeah, that'd be fine as long as he gets to Ice Rod Cave.
Therein lies the problem. He needs to go get the bow.
Yeah.
Oh, and unfortunately, Gamer taking it from Land Molus here.
Yeah. Yeah, that Ice Rod Cave just continues to be orphaned. Another reserve tank. I think that maybe, is that all 4?
I believe that would be all 4.
I swear we've seen more than that, but...
Nightmares of reserve tanks.
Okay, seize that blue boomerang. I guess we saw that reserve tank on Gamer's side. I'm pretty certain he did check the Agina's cave much earlier.
We are going to be able to see what item is hiding on our torch, though.
Okay, gets a big key. So the small key is in the big chest. And just a compass on the torch, so there'll be an item here on Land Molus. Okay, it's gonna go ahead and head over to the right side. We know there's just 20 rupees over there.
And Gamer getting the right revenge on Lammo. Only
And-
awarded for a missile pack.
Yeah,
for his
just a missile. Yeah, unfortunately, Desert has nothing but a crystal for us, but it is a crystal, so it is important that we get it taken care of.
Gamer opting to reset into Super Metroid here.
And this will be a much easier fight for Dorkmaster with that tempered sword. He might also opt to use a fire rod.
Fireball with half magic makes Lammo just roll over.
Yeah. Okay, now Gamer heading towards Brinstar. I thought he checked all this before. He really needs to get over to the wreck ship so he can get his Moon Pearl.
Yeah, this is a curious decision by Gamer because he's already done the Bryn loop. So you wonder where he could possibly be going.
And Dorkmaster not quite getting the 0 cycle, 1 cycle, whatever, but does make quick work of Land Molus there. Does a very nice job. Gets his missile pack for his reward. And his crystal. And that's 2 crystals for Dorkmaster.
It's 2 crystals apiece, but in 1 dungeon different. And of course, Dorkmaster has that defeat of Blind for the green pendant as well that we haven't checked yet.
And 3 Super Metroid bosses to 1, so still quite a bit ahead here.
To answer chat?
Oh, he's heading to the Ice Rod Cave? Are you heading to... No, wrong direction, no!
No, he's gonna check that front of Swamp Palace.
Yeah, okay, this... Yeah. Okay, well, maybe there's still stuff we're looking for. We probably don't need the boots since we do have... since we didn't have a desert that we had to do. Oh, wait, no, where's he going? Maybe he's gonna head towards Pod? Without the bow? Finally gonna make his way over there. That's unfortunate because, you know, if he just went to Ice Rock Cave, get that bow, he could complete both these dungeons. Now, I don't recall anything being in Eastern, but we have not seen any Apod yet. Okay, Gamer needs to do this. This is not going to work. You need to wall jump off the little pipe, and then wall jump from there up to the little ledge there. You cannot do a run jump here without high jump boots. And to be fair, this is not an easy wall jump, but yeah, you can't do it the way he's trying to do it.
That one is a tricky one. We are going to see the green pendant turn in from Flek here.
First, he's going to check the back, which we know is nothing.
I think maybe he's hoping to find a bow and pod.
Yeah, probably. And just 50 rupees. So Thieves Town really didn't have anything for us. But that's Pendant Thieves Town for you. If you full clear it, it's got nothing. If you skip it, it's got everything. And we are going to get the pod dip. And we'll be interested to see if he does a bottle glitch to check all of it.
Fortunately, Gamer making the right call, about to find their speed booster.
And that maybe leads him over to the wrecked ship, so we'll see.
And our pod was not logically bow locked, so we can continue straight down the center.
Yeah, not bow locked yet. Still not bow locked.
Yeah.
So we can check the big key chest. With 14 hearts, taking a bomb in the face just isn't that big a deal.
14 hearts, red mail, and a blue potion in your pocket.
Yep.
Yeah, you're not worried about that bomb at all.
And a mushroom. Oof.
Oof.
Well, that might turn into something. And we already have powders, so we don't have to worry about doing any kind of fake powder shenanigans and saving it.
To answer chat, yes, we did get the final missile check early on. As I recall, it was just an ammo pack.
Yeah, and it's 230 missiles because so called because it's the 230th missile that you pick up, the very last one. Okay, we are going to do a bottle glitch here. My friend Coy will be upset at me for calling it that. The idea here is, for whatever reason, yeah, you need to actually be short of health here. There you go. Okay, now it'll work. If you drink the bottle while the screen is still scrolling, you need to make sure it'll because this is one big super tile, the camera will unlock, and then if you get the Mimus off the screen, the game will think that they're all dead and will open up the door. The only thing you can mess up on this is if you walk too far. You want to go into the door while Link is still staying in the center, and you see the rooms moving. Once Link starts moving and the room stays still, you'll lose the camera unlock, and you will have failed it. So that's basically how that works. And we do see a Quake medallion. That's actually really good news. Now we know where all the medallions are, and so no matter what Turtle Rock is, we won't have to search for it. We might have to go to Aga for it, but we don't have to search for it.
We don't quite know whether or not that's going to be the case yet, as we haven't seen either of our runners go check the requirement to enter tier.
Yeah, I really would have liked to see Dorkmaster head straight over to Death Mountain once he found the mitts. He may be waiting to get a hook shot to go there. We are basically a hook shot away from a virtual go mode. Now, logically speaking, we still don't have access to Lower Norfair, but Dorkmaster, a veteran of the Super Metroid Randomizer, probably can get there with a gravity jump. So So we don't need to go, and we don't need to go to Meyer, so we don't have to worry about that. So it just needs a hook shot, and we'll only need those Pegasus boots if the key is on the torch in Ganon's Tower.
And I have seen a race where there was a key on Bob's torch.
It happens. It does happen.
It can happen more likely than you think. There was one earlier today as well. Left side first check, bang, big key on 1.
Nice.
That's the kind of thing I think our runners are hoping not to see if they don't find their boots.
Oh, you never want to see that.
To answer a question in chat, you would need Space Jump to put it in logic from the Super Metroid side, or you'd be able to take the screw attack entrance from the Meyer area given a flute and a second glove.
Yep.
We don't see a flute.
So from what he has right now, Space Jump or Flute would put it in logic for normal mode.
Of course, as Tracy has mentioned, you can always gravity jump up there as well.
Yep. With high jump boots, it's actually a pretty free strat. Without high jump boots, it's not as easy. But Dorkmaster has those high jump boots, so he should be able to do it without any trouble whatsoever. And of course, anytime you mention the boots on the big key on the torch, somebody has to bring up the Andy Oates co-op run from TwitchCon. Okay, Dorkmaster, having done everything he can do at Pod, is now going to enter Eastern and not going to find anything here. And I don't think he really found anything in Pod either.
It didn't seem like it. A lot of these dungeons are coming up kind of empty for Flek, and that's going to put him more and more into, I'm going to need to go check. The last thing you want to do in his position is last location that bow at Ice Rod Cave.
Yeah, forgets he doesn't have hook shot, so he can't get that chest the easy way. At this point, now that he has 2 of the 3 medallions, he knows where the 3rd one is. Going up to Death Mountain just makes all the sense in the world, because unless it's Bombos, you can just go full clear that Turtle Rock right now, as well as getting 1 check in Hookshot Cave and 2 checks in Super Bunny Cave. And he's got a blue cane, so he can do the Spike Cave as well. A different setup for the Stealthless room, but it does work. Okay, looks like Gamer's going to go ahead and do his gauntlet check.
Yeah, with that amount of energy, that is certainly in logic.
Yep, with this energy and speed booster to get up there. And gravity suit to get through it. Okay, going to reset to Sanctuary. Let's see where he heads next.
Yeah, that's an interesting point bringing up in chat. For entry to Meyer, which is a pendant, you do need a hookshot or boots.
Yep. Yeah, and actually bringing up the which means we can't get into Meyer anyway. It's fine because we want to go. But I did say that he could check one of the items at Hookshot Cave, which he can't because he does not have boots.
Ooh.
Okay, gonna turn that mushroom. That is the one thing we did find in Pod.
But that is interesting because if we find boots, then it is possible that our hookshot may be.
Could be in Meyer, absolutely. Or boots could be in Meyer.
Boots could be in Meyer. Hook could be in Meyer.
They can't both be there.
One could also sit on the pedestal.
Oh, and Gamer falling down only one side. Unfortunately, gained the arrows and not the side with the heart container. He really could have used that heart container. Okay, looks like he is going to head over to Dark Death Mountain. I do like this call. Yeah, he's gonna leave. He isn't gonna be able to check Hookshot Cave at all. But we do have Super Bunny. We have all of Turtle Rock that he can full clear, unless it's Bombos. And if it's Bombos, he can just go get the Bombos. So.
Well, you say that, but in order to get the Bombos, we have to find our boots.
That's true. That would guarantee us that we, given that, and that's a really good point. I bet it's not Bombos, but we'll see. Yeah, he could get the Butter Sword. Yeah, the Gold Sword is sitting there on the floating island, and you do not need Hookshot or. Oh, he's gonna do Spike Cave first. Okay. You don't need Hookshot or boots to get to there. Yeah, Ice Rod Cave is in the Light World. The sooner Dorkmaster gets over there, the sooner he can get those crystals in Eastern and Pod. Just 20 rupees at the Spike Cave. He looks like he's going to try and go reverse out of here. Most people will go ahead and save and quit. That's one of the reasons why you'll often see them do this one last. He's thinking about it.
Yeah, I probably would have taken it down to 1 heart before even going for the cane there.
Yeah, that's what I like to do.
Except if you don't want to hear the little low health beep.
Okay, it does get all the way through it. There's a nice magic refill in Super Bunny Cave anyway, so. Obviously, you'd like that to be bow or hookshot. Okay, Gamer is going to try and get over to wreck ship. Now you can wall jump to this, but you have to do it more from the other side. You could also gravity jump. Of course, he has speed booster, so the logical way right now would be to shine spark across. And there's that gold sword. I suspect he'll pick that up. I mean, this just makes your Trinex so much. And it is Ether. So we are, again, unless that big key is on the torch, we are a hook shot from go mode here. Again, assuming that Dorkmaster is willing to do a gravity jump instead of waiting for that space jump or flute.
It does look like he's going to go ahead and grab that butter sword.
I'm going to go ahead and check. Yeah, we'll do Super Bunny first, I guess. It doesn't really matter what order you do these in.
It'll take the same amount of time either way.
Actually, I like this choice because if it does turn out to be a hookshot down here, he can just go ahead and clear Hookshot Cave while he's at it. Unfortunately, just a heart container and an E-tank. Refill from the past and a refill from the future.
Hey, all in all, it's been a pretty healthy seed. Or at the very least, a very healthy Death Mountain.
And there we have butter. And we are going to go into Turtle Rock, and hopefully we do find a hook shot in here. A hook shot would put Swamp fully in logic and fully completable. It guarantees Ice Palace to be fully in logic and fully completable. Now, you can complete Ice Palace without a hook shot out of logic if it's actually logically hook shot locked in several different ways. But if it is hookshot lock, what it tells you is that the hookshot won't be there.
What that butter sword does is it turns your Trinex fight upside down.
Yeah, the Trinex fight is so much easier with that butter sword. That's where the time save comes in. Does it save enough time compared to the amount of time it took him to pick it up? Depends on how good you are. And he does remember to go the vanilla way, the casual way, I should say, to do this because he doesn't have hookshot. But for the best players in the world, having a gold sword is not going to make a difference in the Ganon fight. But for the rest of us, it will make a difference. Yeah, and Gamer was trying to do that short charge, and I don't think that was going to work for him. It is I believe, a stutter 2-tap, maybe in a stutter 3. He's going to have to do this from here. Or he could do a 2-tap from the ledge and not have to worry about a stutter. Also, if you're going to be, when you don't, he's got speed booster and no high jump. He's trying to run and jump at the same time. That's not going to work. He needs to take his finger off that run button in order to do that wall jump. And he's just going to, looks like he's just going to turn that speed booster off. Hopefully he remembers to turn it back on when he needs it.
Yeah, that little jump height reduction from speed booster actually comes at quite a price in some areas, making it a lot harder to go.
Yeah, you need that. The key is, if you have speed booster, you don't have to turn it off. But what you do have to do is you do need to not hold the run button when you're trying to do those jumps. Oh, and those chain chomps just being nasty. Dorkmaster gonna go ahead and use some powder on that fairy. I don't think not really with his health. He could have just waited till he got to the room with the single pokey, because there's 4 anti-fairies that just come right at you. And you just powder immediately, and you can get 4 fairies all at the same time. And Gamer's having all sorts of trouble trying to get through Meridia without those high jump boots.
Yeah, that one wall jump in Fish Tank, with or without speed booster, is very tight.
Dorkmaster managing to avoid the bunny beam. Ooh. Unfortunately, just a small key in the vanilla big key chest. Sees the container, and I'm sure he'd love to have that, but I don't think he's gonna go for it. Sees the super missile. We'll see. Maybe he picks that up. Yeah, and chat pointing out the other big time save for the gold sword is on Cold Stare, and we haven't done ice yet, so. Fortunately, we do have mirrors, so we can check Mimic Cave.
And there's our flute.
Okay, now Lower Norfer is fully in logic. Yeah, and that statement about the butter sword doesn't save much time except in those specific places, mainly because for most enemies the butter sword already does the tempered sword already does the full damage and destroys the enemies in one shot. So okay, Gamer not gonna check Mama Turtle. Of course, if I remember correctly, Meridia really didn't have anything.
No, Mama Turtle, I think, was just a pair of missiles.
Yeah.
Not really worth the time.
Yeah, we never did see Plasma Beam, and Shack Tool still not in logic. It's still not even doable unless you want to do a Crystal Flash clip. And there's a space jump, so now we're double in logic for Lower Norfair. Dorkmaster going to have his choice of ways to get there.
Covers all the bases and both just hiding in Turtle Rock this entire time.
Yeah, okay, again, most of the enemies, there are, yeah, of course there are our enemies that don't die in one shot, but you don't usually kill them. Like, most runners will not go out of their way to kill the mummies. And for the pokies, you're going to use a fire rod anyway, so. And floating island is a fairly slow check. You're going to pick it, if you're going to pick up Gold Sword, it's very much for Trinex and Cold Stare. And of course, the mirror shield doing what it's intended to do in this one spot.
The one place that you're happy to have a mirror shield is in the one dungeon that requires the mirror shield.
Yep. And unfortunately, we still haven't seen our hook shot here. And we are in that situation where we don't even want to see Boots right now until we've seen the hook shot. Actually, in Dorkmaster's case, you hope that he gets to that bow before he gets to Boots. The problem with the Boots is they would open up Misery Mire, and then the hook shot could be in there. And we'd like to avoid going in there. Okay, let's see Dorkmaster on this Trinex fight. Gonna switch over the fire rods, because once that head starts exploding, you can't menu. And does a very nice job with the first part of Trinex.
It's really one of the only places where that gold sword is an absolute must-have, just to save all this time. Fight's very easily done with just Tempered, though, too.
Yep. There was a Link to the Past qualifier race last year where they were showing 4 runners, 4 very good runners, and the gold sword was sitting there in Spectacle Rock Cave, which is kind of the same kind of time sink that Floating Island is. And 2 of them grabbed it, and 2 of them didn't. So that's the way that works. You know, some will go ahead and take it, and some won't.
Well, unfortunately, Trinex not paying out much here. We get a late X-ray scope.
Okay, looks like Dorkmaster can go ahead and activate that flute. He may just go ahead and just do Lower Norfair at this point.
No, I don't think Gamer has been to Wreck Ship yet.
He has not been to Wreck Ship. Wreck Ship is the Moon Pearl. He does not have the Moon Pearl. He really needs to get over there. Meridia has nothing for us. The big thing that we're missing, Dorkmaster needs to get to Ice Rod Cave to find that bow, and we do not know where that hookshot is. All right, flute activated. Okay, Gamer gonna go ahead and farm here. This is really his super count is really low, so good that he's gonna farm here. Dorkmaster gonna go over here, check the mire area.
I like the call.
And
just
probably
got the flute.
Yep, got the flute. It's Quake to get in, so that Bombos in at Lumberjack is just gonna sit there. Aga's gonna stay alive because we're not gonna kill him. Morph Bombs is okay. It's not a bad item. And Silver Arrows. That's a really nice find. Unfortunately, he can't use them because his bow's sitting there in Ice Rod Cave.
That's gotta be a... Well, I'm glad I found this, but... If only I found this...
Yeah, this is where if you're Dorkmaster, you're like, damn it, why don't we go to progressive bows? Like the Link to the Past by itself randomizer's done. I'm personally glad that we haven't switched to that, but there are times where it's like Every once in a while, you get a seed where it just would be so much nicer. Okay, now just a bottle.
Third bottle.
Third or fourth? We have a lot of bottles.
I don't recall.
Okay, gonna go ahead and go into Lower Norfolk. I like this choice. We're still looking for a hook shot. Not exactly great ammo for GT here. I would like to see him check the items first. Yeah, he's gonna fire off those missiles. Like, many of them. GT will do an extra attack when you have more than 30 regular missiles, and we have more than 130 regular. Little banana beam attack that he's doing right now is only going to happen when you have over that 30 count of missiles. And unfortunately, that means that Dorkmaster not going to be able to farm and has to wait for the eggs to be thrown to actually farm anything here. Doesn't have a grapple beam to grab him, so he's going to have to get back into this nice safe position.
I'm going to agree that it's probably smarter to actually have a look at the items right now. Otherwise, you're just kind of spending a little time farming up on GT.
Yep. And honestly, as convenient as it is to use the flute to get over here, I might argue that he would have been better off going ahead and using the space jump to get here and taking a save. Then you can check the items here, and if they're crap items, you just reset. Oh, missing a couple supers. It also would have given him a chance to farm those supers up ahead of time. And unfortunately, no charge beam to make this fight really easy.
The eggs being rather stingy on the super drops here.
Yeah, at this point, he might as well just try and fire off as many of those missiles as he can. I mean, it's going to take a while, but then at least he'll get more of those eggs so he can get far more of the drops. Okay, he does finally finish this up. Okay, just super missiles at the space jump locked location. And let's see what's over here. And it's just an E-tank. He is going to pick it up. After this will be a quite cozy Lower North where we got space jump, we got screw attack, we've got both suits, we got high jump. You got 55 super missiles. He will have to farm those super missiles up. He could do that right here if he wanted to.
Yeah, here's probably the faster place to do it, because the Rippers will always drop a super if you need one.
Yeah, they're like at a 99%. I have a couple times seen them drop health when it's not health bomb or full super situation, but that's extremely rare. And he doesn't have grapple beam to do a nice, efficient farming in before he gets to Ridley. Meanwhile, Gamer is trying to get over to Dragon. These are not easy.
Yeah, unfortunately for Gamer, getting caught in that sand is very difficult to get out of without high jump boots.
Yeah, and there's spikes under there, so it's very dangerous.
We had space jump and a flute in Turtle Rock.
Oh, that's right. So we did find something in Turtle Rock, but not the things we needed. The things we wanted, but not the things we... Okay, an extra super pack. That's good for Dorkmaster.
Gamer take a reset here?
Yeah, I think he did. Okay, gonna go ahead and kill Ridley before checking any of the items in the Lower Norfair escape. I like this choice. The only thing he could really find there that would be of use would be Charge Beam, but he's got so many super missiles that he can farm up to. Actually, Grapple Beam wouldn't be a bad find either. It would make his farming easier. But he's got so many supers and so many missiles that his Ridley fight should not be a problem.
Yeah, the farm shouldn't take too long without ice either. It is much nicer to have grapples that you're literally not having to die.
Yep. Oh, and there's the hook
there's
shot.
The hook shot.
Okay, so we are in no mode, the so-called no mode. How long is going to take Dorkmaster to get back to that ice rod cave? Let's see, what else does he have? He now has mine open to him. He will most likely finish both Swamp and Ice Palace. Those are fully in logic. Maybe when he's over near Ice Palace, he'll think to go check that Ice Rod Cave, maybe?
You would hope so.
He's got 1 item left in Skullwoods, 2 items in Mire. We have Plasma. We haven't seen Plasma Beam. Shack Tool's not in logic yet. We have not seen X-Ray. We have not seen Criteria Supers. There may be other things I'm forgetting, but not much. We haven't seen Ped.
There's not much that can be on pedestal at this point.
Well, we know what we want isn't there. I mean, Boots could be there.
It wouldn't surprise me for Dorkmaster to take a ped check after Lower Norfair, just to make sure that...
I mean, he still has an item left in Skullwoods. He could check at the same time there. On the other hand, he was in that area and didn't check it.
A couple times.
Okay, 33 supers should be plenty for this. He's got 140 missiles to back him up, so this should not be a problem. For every super he misses beyond the 3 extra he has, since it's a 30 super spite, he will have to fire 6 missiles. Supers do double damage to Ridley. I didn't quite get over far enough into that safe spot. He was about to get Ridley in that nice pogo pattern.
That is right where you want him.
And that is a dead Ridley.
It's a really clean looking fight from Dorkmaster. Good job.
And grabs the 3 bombs. I think he grabbed them before he realized what he was seeing. Okay, he's gonna keep checking in the escape. Not gonna find the bow he's looking for. Maybe he finds something else nice. But really, at this point, I think Boots is about the only thing he could really find. He might want Charge Beam or Ice Beam. Ice Beam would be nice. Though he's got more than enough power bombs to deal with the Metroids. Charge Beam, I can't speak for him. But I know when I get this late without Charge Beam and I have this much ammo, I almost feel like it's an insult to pick up Charge Beam. I'd actually rather not see it.
It's one of those items that you wish you had it early.
Then you can
And
skip
you're
the
not
ammo.
certain to not see it late.
Yeah. Once you get a insane amount of ammo like this, you really don't. Yeah, you don't want to see it anymore. Because the best thing about picking up Charge Beam is if you pick it up early, you can skip a lot of that ammo.
Chat does bring up an interesting point that if you do have Charge Beam, you can play a little with Stand Up on Mother Brain.
Yeah, it doesn't save a ton of time, and it can be risky. I'd still rather just not see it.
Unless you happen to stumble across it.
Yeah, I'd still rather just not see it.
Yeah.
Just let me just do the ammo kill. I went through all this trouble to make sure I had enough ammo. Let me just use. Okay, first item in the escape, just some missiles. Actually, we saw the Firefly item. I think that was an E-tank.
That it was. That means we found all the tanks except 2 to this point.
That is some 20 rupees. We got one more item in Lower Norfair Escape, and then the only Super Metroid items we haven't seen. Shack Tool, Plasma, X-Ray, and Criteria Supers. He did go back to check Waterway, did not go back to check the Criteria Supers.
It's looking like one more big 20 at 3 Musketeers, so that pretty much spells most of our dense items in Super Metroid.
Yeah, everything is out of the way now. And yes, Charge Plasma by itself is definitely slower than with Supers. In fact, it's pretty close between full beam combination and just Supers. With full beam combination, if you do it optimally, coming out a little bit ahead. Yeah, we've checked all of Bubble Mountain. We've checked all of Norfair. Gamer trying to get that wall jump. If he could just get this one wall jump, he can get into the save room and he can get into an energy fill station before it. Yeah, and I'll trust Ajda when he sends a full beam combo and Supers is actually the same. Yeah, and depends on human error. Okay, heading back into Link to the Past, saving and quitting. Oh no, he remembers. Oh yeah, I have a flute now. So I think we're gonna see a full clear swamp, full clear of Ice Palace. God, check the Ice Rod Cave first, please. Please go check the Ice Rod Cave.
We're going into an ice cave, but not the one we want.
Well, if he knows Icebreaker, this will still be pretty darn quick. A full clear Ice Palace is much longer than a Go Mode Ice Palace, but if he does the Icebreaker, that cuts a ton of time because it puts all the chests on path except the Ice Tea Room.
Unfortunately, Gamer taking another reset.
So at this point, either Dorkmaster's forgotten about Ice Rod Cave because he had a really good opportunity to check it before, because he had the opportunity to check it when he came out of Meridia. Puts you right there in the Dark World. All you have to do is mirror. Or he's doing the old, well, if it's there, I lose, so I'm gonna last location it. Okay, are we gonna see a Icebreaker?
Yes, chat, we did see all of the...
Yeah, we saw this swamp area. Sorry, the Flippers area. Alright, gets it first try.
Very nicely done.
And we have a container heart, so that's our first item. Our second okay, that's just a compass. A missile, so item number 2. And missiles, item number 3. Hopefully he's counting his items, we'll just go straight to cold stare.
That's everything that he needs to know to just be like, all right.
No, you don't have to go this way. No,
They didn't hit the switch.
No, you don't. Well, he's got to. Oh, he's got the. He's to find the big key now. Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, if they had hit the switch up on the first level before doing Icebreaker, they're already talking about doing Cold Stare.
Yep. So it is faster to hit the switch if you're not go moding. I'm sorry, if you're go moding. If you're not go moding, this is the risk you take, is that you have to find the big key here.
That is very fortunate.
It had to be there. All that was left was the big chest, and which obviously in this case can't have the big key because logically you need it, and of course Cold Stare can't have it because you logically need it to get there. We just forget that the big key is necessary because we're so used to even doing the Ice Palace bomb jump. And agreed, iced tea is absolutely the worst place for the big key.
Gonna see our rather brief Cold Stare fight here in just a second. Be very comfortable with half magic, fire rod, and a gold sword.
He even enters the fight with full magic, so that'll be nice. Gets him into the corner, doesn't quite keep him there, but I think one more shot in each will finish it off. And we are done with Ice Palace.
That being Dorkmaster Flek's 4th crystal, and still not figuring out that that bow is waiting for him in Ice Rod Cave.
Well, I mean, figuring it out is hard enough, but just refuses to check it. Okay, he's gonna go to Swamp next. And to be fair, clearing out the crystals that you know you can clear is always something I like to see rudders do.
The other interesting thing with Swamp is it is our other 5-6, so we will probably see a check of the big red bomb right after this.
Yeah, I suspect we'll see that too. We're gonna see I think we're gonna see everything in Link to the Past before we hit that Ice Rod Cave. We might even see some of those one-off Super Metroid checks. I really hope not, because those Super Metroid checks are really far out of the way.
There is no easy way to get in and out of Plasma Beam.
Nope. Nor is there an easy way to get to and from X-Ray, nor is there a good way to... Criteria Supers is probably the least bad of that one, because it's not that far from the portal.
Yeah, it looks like Gamer is going to take a shot at Upper Norfair. Of course, they don't have high jump boots, so this is going to be next to impossible to get up here. Yeah, he does have Speed Booster. Now, for Flek, I would expect to see a full clear of Swamp here. So obviously, they do not know where their bow is. And again, without the high jump boots, this bubble mountain climb is not forgiving either. Alright, left side of swamp. Not something you see in a go mode, but looking for a bow. Looks like just a pack of missiles on the left and going off to the right. And ammo capacity. No. Not a bow. Yeah, when you consider the two games, Super Metroid a little bit harder to control, a little bit harder to get into. Link to the Past, definitely a lower skill floor, but so much more. So while some of us make this look easy, it really is. And of course, there's our big key in the back of Swamp, so if he wants to go check out that chest, Flek's gonna have to take another dive right into Swamp again. And with Gold Sword, once again, this should be a very smooth fight against Argus for. And there is crystal number 5, that leaving both Eastern Palace and Pod for Dorkmaster Flek, both of them requiring a bow to complete. And Gamer checking out parts of Norfair here. And there is our fourth bottle. So Gamer has not yet gone to wrecked ship, and we know that if you do, you will be rewarded with a moon pearl. Which kind of opens everything up. They've also skipped a sword. There was a sword in the Kraid missile that they did not attempt to retrieve at the time. As expected, we get our waterfall or our pyramid fairy play from. And that's good for Gamer to find that sword. That's not an easy one to pick up. And it is one that you're going to need later on. They are going to take the Croc play, though, and as we know, Croc doesn't have much. So now we can talk about whether there's an item on Bumper Ledge. Get a couple hammer pounds of frustration there. Where the heck is my bow? And we will see the check of the Hookshot Cave. I'm pretty sure that is the most dense location we have left. And a visit from Croc Friend for Gamer. If you think about it, Boots is one of the things you kind of don't want to see, because that's just going to put you down the wrong path to begin with. Then you start talking about, do I need to go into Mire? Probably not. You get your King's Tomb and your Bonk Rocks. Just all these one location checks that are kind of out of the way of where you actually need to go.
Okay, I just realized I've been muted for like a really long time here. I'm like, you're just talking over me. Like, what's going on? Okay.
I actually figured that you had to step away or something, and
no,
I'm just going
I had to take a drink of water, and I didn't want to have that coming on the stream. And somehow.
Toggle mute?
Yeah. Okay, so we're good now.
No cause for alarm. Also, hail hydrate.
Well, there's that charge beam.
Well, it's not something we wanted to see. This is probably what we're waiting for.
Okay, flute to 8. 8, please, 8. He flew to 8. Go get it. Go get that bow. And wait for the rage slashes.
How many bombs are we going to drop on this chest?
He's got 25 of them.
And at 2 hours, 50 minutes, and 22 seconds, Dorkmaster Flek is in go mode. And gives it about 10 slashes.
Yeah, no surprise.
One for each arrow that they found.
Okay, well this shouldn't take very long. He's just got to go do pod. He's just got to do pod. Will be really quick. Eastern won't be that much slower. Head up to the mountain. Go do. At least he avoided Mire. He didn't go back into Skullwoods. This could be a lot worse.
This actually routes out kind of nicely for him as well, because he can go straight to pod, clean that up real quick, and then just mirror right into. Problem is, he's been able to do that for a long, long time.
Yeah, I mean, it could be worse. I mean, he did have to full clear Swamp, which he wouldn't have. He did end up full clearing Pod and Eastern, except for obviously the bosses, which he wouldn't have had to. But he did not get sucked into Mire. Did not get sucked back into Skullwoods. And Lower Norfair is pretty linear anyway. And most important, he didn't get sucked over to Plasma or X-Ray or Criteria Supers. Those last few Super Metroid checks that we had.
Yeah, and not getting suckered into checking any of those is a good feeling, because that is a lot of time that can be lost just doing all these one locations that are nowhere near a portal or. Ooh, and just missing the jump height on that speed booster jump for the grapple location.
Yeah, that's a very tight jump. You need to jump right at the end to make it up there if you don't have high jump boots.
That should do it.
Okay, looks like he's going to go ahead and do Eastern first. I think it's a little faster to do Pod first, because then you can just flute right out of Eastern instead of having to do a couple extra mirror portals, but the difference is pretty minimal.
Gamer curiously taking the vanilla exit from grapple.
Yeah, that's not going to work really well for him because this is not an easy set of wall jumps. I'm not even sure you can do it without high jump boots. The idea of this area is you're supposed to jump up and grab those grapple blocks. It's the grapple beam training ground. Like I always like to say, Super Metroid likes to show, not tell. So anytime you pick up an item in its vanilla location in the vanilla game, it makes you use it to get out of there, to teach you how to use it. Grapple beam, no different than any of the others. But this is not going to work. He has to go out the other way with wall jumps. And we know he can do the wall jumps because he did them over at the Edekun's area, so I'm not entirely sure why he's pushing going this way. And fortunately with those silver arrows, Dorkmaster are going to have no trouble with the Arms Knights.
Yeah, silvers make this fight absolutely free. Having those couple ammo ups is very nice too, because you're never hurting for more. It does just leave one boss left, and it is Helma.
Yep, and that'll be even quicker, because go moding through Dark Palace does not take very long. Although I don't know if it's actually faster than going through Eastern, but neither one is very long. Okay, we're just gonna go ahead and head on back to Helmasaur. The nice thing about this is we don't have to search for the big keys, and I believe the big key might have been in the dark maze, so he would have had to do a lot in here anyway.
Yeah, Gamer is trying to spark left, and unfortunately, that was a ceiling bonk.
Yeah, this is actually not a very easy shine spark to get, because you do need to be, if you're trying to spark through the door, you do have to be at the right spot. He gets it by going through the door and then sparking, so that was a good choice. Unfortunately, it's just bombs for him. And he shoots the bombs.
After getting that one, you have to hope that he goes back up to try wreck ship again.
Yeah, that's a much more forgiving shine spark.
Two slashes, and down goes the Helmasaur King.
And now let's head on up to Ganon's Tower.
And chat knows what time it is.
What time is it?
Well, depending on your time zone, it's 9 minutes past, but it is time for us to do everyone's favorite internet guessing game, Where in the World is the Ganon's Tower Big Key? So all y'all get your checks, get your guesses in chat, anywhere from 1 to 22. And if it's on the torch, then we can cancel our go mode declaration and have to go find some boots.
Yeah, please don't be on the torch.
Yeah. For our runner's sake, let's not put it on the torch.
Unless he's gonna go right first and find boots, then you can put it on the torch. The boots are in Ganon's Tower, I can live with it, but we don't want to have to go like to Plasma Beam or something to find those boots.
I do find it curious how some runners go ahead and take Super Bunny up, and some runners go ahead and just transition over Turtle Rock.
Yeah, optimally it's a little faster to go through Turtle Rock. I also like to go through Turtle Rock because optimally I mess up Super Bunny anyway, and I get the option normally I have the option to bonk the rocks to get a free fairy refill. Of course, no Pegasus boots means no bonk, no fairy.
And chat does bring up a good point that the dead rocks are absolutely a thing that can hinder your process on the way over to the Turtle Rock port. Yeah,
well, part of going through TR optimally is not getting dead rocks, so absolutely.
We've already seen how rude the dead rocks can be this week.
Oh my god, they're terrible.
Now, does Flek go left first to have a look at that torch and save themselves potentially a heart attack?
Nope. Gonna go right.
2 checks in Hope Room. If you don't see a key, you're going left.
Oh, hello, big key.
Well, hello.
Okay, he's gonna want to go right to grab the free key on the under the skull pot, and then he'll go ahead and mirror back.
It does not look like anybody said.
We're never gonna know where those boots were.
But that does mean that the closest person was OW Vortex with 3. Congratulations, you win a lifetime supply of SMZ3 seed. Available only at Samus.link.
Oh, are we getting an... Gamer looks like he's gonna go for the Aga play. Hoping for that small chance the Moon Pro would be on the pyramid ledge, because he's gonna get there and he's not gonna be able to do anything. So, for those of you coming in late, the Moon Pearl was in the wrecked ship area. I forget which exact item it was. I want to say it might even... tank? Anyway, it was... Do you remember which actual... Was it the reserve tank?
I believe it was on reserve, yes.
Yeah,
so
okay.
It was logically speedlocked.
Yep. And unfortunately, Gamer is just having trouble getting over to the wrecked ship, and so has not gone there yet.
Flek honestly making parts of this Ganon's Tower climb look a little bit easier than they really are. Little leaning on that gold sword, because those BMOs do not screw around.
Yeah, that gold sword is really nice here. Tempered sword is really good here too. They're pretty equal in these rooms. He's gonna go ahead and powder the bunny beam here. Unfortunately, that does change the way the Landmolus 2 here will spawn.
Oh, just missing that one shot on the second one. Easily.
And has plenty of magic for the next portion of the run.
This might be my favorite part of the entire climb, right coming up right here.
Oh yeah, I love the wizard rooms. Never thought of using the cane this way until I speedrun.
The space jump was in Turtle Rock.
Yeah.
We saw that kind of late.
Yeah, Turtle Rock gave us our double access to Lower Norfolk with that space jump and that flute, or I should say logical access, because Dorkmaster certainly was capable of getting to that area if he wanted to with a gravity jump.
It's an interesting way for a guard to fall off a corner.
Okay, he's only got one key, so he's going to need to kill the mini Helma here to get the second key. A little surprised he's checking anything. Oh, let's see. Is there anything he could... At this point, even Boots doesn't do him any good, so I'm a little surprised he's even checking.
The one only item I think that he might want here would be Ice Beam. Just to make Torian that much smoother.
Yeah, Ice Beam would be a nice find. I mean, he does now have Charge Beam, so ammo is much like... Yeah, I mean, not that ammo was an issue. He's got, like, supers, like 100 million regular missiles, but... Using Cape Strats on Moldorm, too, just to make sure he doesn't fall off.
That's one of a few rooms of GT you just don't want to see that often.
Ice Beam is not considered progression. It's not, and so it can absolutely be in GT. Ice Beam, because you can power bombs the Metroids. You can use ammo on the Zebs, and Ice Beam doesn't get get you into anything. The only in a hard mode seed, it can be considered progression if you're expected to ice clip a Metroid. That's actually that's pretty rare because of the back door, though. Ice can be progression for Red Tower, but so can high jump hoops, so yeah.
Getting some nice patterns from Aga too, but just missing that last double. But that is one done wizard.
Yeah, and wants to just absolutely make sure that he dazed it.
And actually pointing out, ice could have been progression for Red Tower because we found our hammer in Alpha Power Bomb.
Yeah, it could have been, but it very rarely is. Usually the case where you're going to see ice as a progression for Red Tower is going to be if your Morph Ball is at Alpha Power Bombs. That's the most likely situation you'll see that. So there are some niche cases where Ice Beam is progression, but it just doesn't happen very often. We actually saw a seed last night where Ice Beam was progression to get the ceiling item, which turned out to be gloves. So it does happen, but it's not normal. And Dorkmaster's just gonna go ahead and put that cape on and go to town on Ganon. I like that call. We'll make quick work of him this way.
Just beating up on him. Already working through phase 3.
Yeah, we never did find Ice Beam, so we'll never know where it is. No place else that Dorkmaster's gonna look. But yeah, it's reasonable to look for it there. Yes, we did find the Silver Arrows Dark World. And Dorkmaster making sure he gets that torch glitch and gets a nice double on Ganon at the same time. Very nice.
The double is always nice to see.
One more shot and it'll be halfway there. And Ganon is down.
Alright, let's get a single G in chat for Dorkmaster Flek, done with Link to the Past. One down and one to go. And now it's just a trudge over to see our old friend Mother Brain here in Torian.
See if he 170 miss. Oh my god. That is so
pretty
much
healthy
ammo.
amount of missiles for an SMZ3C.
I mean, that's a lot even for an SMZ3. This is one of those times where I might just for the heck of it use missiles on the Zebs, use missiles on Mother Brain 1, and use supers on Mother Brain 2, even with the charge beam. Because you have enough to do that.
While Flek's making their way down to Torian, please give Gamer all of your energy and good vibes as they're trying to get over the moat, over to Wrecked Ship where they need to. And he is having some trouble with this Shine Spark, and it's not the easiest one to set up.
No, this is one that you definitely want to practice. It's the one that you use standard in Super Metroid, any % old route. It allows you to skip grapple beam. Oh, he almost had it there. He's probably, yeah, because you really want to, you have more time than you think, and what happens is you panic a little bit. Basically, you want to, spin jump, hit up, and then hit the right, and that'll get you over. And sometimes if you do it too fast, if you panic and try and do it too fast, it's just not going to work.
Yeah, you have to be moving to spin jump. If you're at a standstill, you hit the button.
Yep.
Right into. Of course, since we never found our ice beam, Flek's having to resort to power bombs to take our Metroids out. Nice grouping strategies, though.
Yeah, Ice Beam was probably somewhere stupid like Misery Mire.
Or Plasma, or Shack
Yeah,
Tool.
or Plasma, or Shack Tool. We don't have Grapple Beam, so we can't get to Shack Tool anyway, but... And with this much energy, you just, this is not even a worry at all. Yeah, and gravity jumping up there would have been another option for Gamer here. That is a way you can get through that mode area.
Now, does Flek know how to baby skip? It looks like they're just trying to take some damage off the side hoppers, so we're probably going to get a skip.
Yeah, I don't know if he knows how or not, or maybe there are just times... I know for me, there are times when I get to the end of these, and I don't baby skip myself. I need to learn it. Just I've been lazy about going forward because it's a time save and not a necessary strat. But I'll get lazy about Zeb skip at the 3, 4, 5 hour mark of these. It's like I just want to be done, and you get so much ammo, you just don't need to.
I mean, again, 170 regular missiles.
Yeah.
Those Zebs don't know what hit.
No, they really don't.
And you can be sloppy if you really feel the need to because you found a charge beam late.
Yep.
Dorkmaster getting their energy refill.
If he had 2 more missile packs, he'd actually have enough missiles by themselves to do Mother Brain 2. Without supers or without the charge beam. Now, he couldn't miss, but...
That's not something you usually talk about.
No.
And that is the last door between him and one angry brain. Looking like we're opting to use supers on the Zebs here.
And the real time save from Zeb skip has nothing to do with the actual route itself. I think it does save a little bit of time if you do it if you do it optimally. The real time save in Zeb skip is that you don't have to pick up as much ammo. And so in particular, in an any percent run, it allows you to pick up just 20 missiles and 10 supers in a typical run. And in a randomizer situation, if you have that ice beam or could do a speed Zeb skip and you have that, you can just not pick up ammo if you don't want to. All right. Dorkmaster electing not to do the stand-up glitch. All right, gonna take 36 shots here, and then we'll be done with Mother Brain 3.
To make one last final speedy escape.
And 83 missiles after Rainbow.
You almost feel like you should just fire off all of those missiles in the escape sequence. Just throw your last ammo at the pirates on your way out. Why not?
All right, just the escape to go. Right, gets the that one last shine spark out.
Just a couple platforms and a wave at the animals as he goes by.
Nah, he's gonna see.
He's going for it.
He's going for it.
Thank you, Dorkmaster Flek, for making sure that Metroid Fusion is canon.
Yeah, the animals can get out. If the animals can fly the ship in Metroid Fusion, they can get off themselves. They need to learn to get off themselves.
So dependent. Gosh.
And Dorkmaster is going to finish up with an official SRL time of 3:18.12. GG's to Dorkmaster Flek. He'll be moving on to play Lack Attack, the winner of whom will move on to the brackets.
GG, and honestly, not the roughest seed, but a couple rude locations that made this take maybe slightly longer than it really needed to be.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but he kind of trolled himself. That Ice Rod Cave, you know, if he had gotten that, this could have been a much different, whole different story. If he just got into that Ice Rod Cave a little bit sooner. And joining us is Dorkmaster Flek. GG's. Let's talk about the Ice Rod Cave.
Yeah! boy, was I worried when that came up. Oh boy.
So when you did you skip it on purpose and then just say I'm just not checking this for a while, or you know what was the thought process behind that?
Well, I mean, like the early seed, early in the seed, it was like, I mean, Blind's Hut. Jeez Louise, like, what even was that? Like, so I'm like, okay, we get Morph Ball. We can do like 3/4 of Super Metroid now. Like,
yep, yeah. And
so,
for those of you that maybe missed the beginning, Blind's Hut had both suits.
Yeah, like holy cow, and even getting a sword early on was just like, oh, very nice. And after Mini Moldorm Cave, I believe that's where Morph Ball was, if I recall. It was early enough that it was the dam, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's right. It was right around the South Hyrule check at the very beginning there. So I was like, well, I could walk all the way over to Ice Rod Cave, or I could go check the hojillion locations that just opened up in Super Metroid. So
Yeah. Unfortunately.
There were a couple points where, like,
Yeah.
oh, please just pull out the mirror, do it now, don't save and quit, don't float out.
Yeah,
come
you
on.
had a really nice opportunity. You came into the Dark World through the Meridia portal, and we're both like, "This is the time to do it." You're right there.
yeah, I did not think to do it. I can't remember where I had a plan where I was like, okay, the next place I go is here because that has the most locations, I think.
Mhm.
And I didn't even think about mirroring back and checking it. Yeah,
Yeah, that's one of those things.
Too bad.
Yeah, that's something you probably next time you'll probably think to do that. We also have YeOldFartGamer here. How you doing?
Oh boy. Hey guys, how's it going? Great job, Dorkmaster Flek.
Yeah. So a little bit of shine sparking issues trying to get across the wreck ship. Yeah, that was where you need to go. So you did
Yeah.
know that. The Moon Pearl happened to be in that area, and that was pretty much what opened things up.
It had to be there because I tried to go through Meridia because I'm thinking, okay, I got gravity, I got speed booster, I can get to Meridia, but that trying to get over the Happy was there were several instances in this game in this seed that I literally threw my controller and I was just screaming at the screen. I'm just like, why? All I wanted was either A, space jump, or high jump boots. That's all I wanted, all I needed.
Yeah, unfortunately, they were behind a lot of those places.
Yeah.
I think yeah, Space Jump was in Turtle Rock, and I want to say High Jump was somewhere in South Darkwood. I don't remember the
That
exact
does sound
location.
right.
But yeah, so you weren't gonna. I mean, learning how to do Meridia without high jump boots is a skill that is worth learning. But yeah, it definitely helps to have those high jump.
Learn, apparently, but yeah. Oh, that was like I said. That was fun. I won't say it wasn't fun, but it was. I got all this stuff at first. I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be good. And all of a sudden, I get to Super Metroid. I'm like, oh yeah. Then I soft lock myself, and that kind of screwed me up twice.
Mhm.
Then I'm like, oh god, why?
Well, so you're out of the tournament, but hopefully we'll see you in the week. So what are your plans moving forward from this?
I plan on doing the weeklies. I plan on practicing more. I'm gonna probably be focusing a lot on Super Metroid because obviously there's quite a lot that I need to practice on and polish up so I can actually make it through these things. But other than that, I'd like to thank you guys for being great commentators and tracking. And I want to thank Dorkmaster Flek for being my opponent. And I hope that you will go ahead and beat Lack Attack so that you can take my dreams forward for me. Thank you.
Well, that's going to be a rematch, so my money's probably on Lack, but who knows what'll happen? You know, it's rando. But yeah, thanks a lot for the raise. It was fun. Yeah, Super Metroid is a tough game to learn. I think I was definitely more familiar with Super Metroid than Link to the Past, like coming into the combo randomizer. Mm-hmm. And I think if you're more familiar with one game, I think the more difficult route is Link to the Past and then learning Super Metroid, because I think Super Metroid is probably harder to learn to the minimum level required, like to really do the randomizer. So it's not an easy game by any stretch.
Yeah, and we hope you just keep working at it. You know, I'm sure there'll be another tournament, and you'll come back strong the next time.
More than likely. Okay, guys, I will let you guys go and see you around.
Alrighty. And Dorkmaster, so you get to play Lack Attack again. I don't know if you watched last night's match. Hopefully, no tornado warnings will happen.
Yeah.
When you all play again, but we all know Lack's okay, and good thing we did wait on that one because we did find out later that there was a tornado, some really bad damage in the area, and a tornado only a few miles from his house. So really glad that he's okay, and that that he's okay, number one, and B that we were able to finish. But I mean that's a tough one. You know, he plays a lot of other games, so these aren't his specialized games, but still pretty darn good.
Well, yeah, I mean, I knew that going into it. I had seen him play the combo rando once or twice on his stream, and I figured, obviously he's a Zelda god, so I figured he's pretty good at Link to the
Zelda
Past. And Super Metroid, I thought maybe I have some more experience than him with Super Metroid, but I mean, it lacks just a god gamer. He's just insane at so many different games.
Yeah, I looked up to see, he's, I mean, he's got countless number of runs in different games. So yeah, a whole lot of
Yeah.
places. But I mean, Zelda 1 is I think his baby. But yeah, definitely no slouch in any of those others either.
It is, yeah. I mean, like, it's funny that Lack and I end up facing each other twice because when I first got into speedrunning, about 4 or 5 years ago and first started going to GDQs, like, Lack was one of the first people I actually met and started watching online, and he was part of the reason I got in the first place. So
Nice.
the fact that we crossed paths here again is pretty cool. So
yeah, that is pretty cool. But yeah, anything else you want to mention about the seed? I mean, for you, it was. I mean, really, I think other than that ice rod cave skip, I thought the
Yeah.
routing was pretty good. I mean,
Yeah,
everything else
I
was
was-
pretty much on path. I mean, the only pendant dungeon you even dipped was well, no, you did full clear Thieves Town, and there was nothing there.
Yeah.
But Skull Woods, you dipped, and you stayed out of Mire. I was worried that you were going to go there before the ice rod cave. Thankfully, you didn't. And also
I was thinking about it.
Yeah. And also, thankfully, that Bombos medallion didn't come into play because you're sitting there on Lumberjack. Of course, we never found boots, so.
Oh, when I saw that, I was like, huh, that's foreboding.
Mm-hmm.
We were wondering how long it was going to take for you to go up and at least check Turtle Rock when you found your Titan's
I know.
Myth.
Well, when you got those myths, we're like, he needs to go straight up there and find out what he needs for Turtle Rock.
Yeah, I didn't think of it. Took me a little bit. I did some other checks before I thought of that because I was I don't know why it popped into my head, but I was thinking about the medallions, and then I was like, oh yeah, I think I actually have everything for Turtle Rock. Wait, what is the medallion for? I might have that. Like,
yeah. But and also to find
Yeah.
out if you needed to kill Aga for that bomb. Thankfully, you didn't. And like I said, we have no idea. No idea where the. Well, I shouldn't say no idea. There weren't that many checks left.
well,
but
yeah, exactly.
We
like,
don't know where the boots were. I mean, they could be in GT for all we know, and we didn't get to see very much of that because the big key was so quick.
Yeah, exactly. I think statistically they're probably in the basement of GT somewhere. That's the most number of spots.
Yep.
I mean, at that point it was like, well, if the key's on the torch, then I'm boned. So I just have to assume it's not and go. Because
Yeah.
I mean, even if it was, I would still search the rest of GT for the boots.
Oh
that
yeah,
they could
that's
be
the thing to do. Because again, I mean, we were just hoping it wasn't like big key on the torch and the boots on like Plasma Beam, because your Super Metroid checks were just like scattered, and I think there were 3 of them left. I think it was Plasma, X-Ray, and Criteria Supers. So.
Right. Yeah, I was thinking about the Criteria Supers because that was the only spot that I passed that I didn't get in my rounds of Criteria. So that one was kind of in the back of my mind. I actually forgot about X-Ray Scope, but yeah, that was the other one, and Plasma Beam. Yeah.
All right. Anything you want to add before we close this out?
Yeah. Overall, it was a pretty friendly seed. Yeah, early suits or even early swords. We were pretty equipped up quickly in the seed. So yeah, I would say I was waiting for the other shoe to drop, and the Ice Rod Cave was kind of that, but I really did that to myself. So that wasn't even the seed. So
Yep. That's fair.
But thank you for the restream and the commentary, both of you. That was fantastic, and this tournament's been great. And Tracy, I know you're involved in like the organization of the tournament as well. So thank you for helping to put all this on, because it's been fantastic. And if anybody watching really likes playing this rando, I have one word for you: key sanity. It's coming.
Yeah, so we can spend a whole nother hour.
Did see some of that earlier today in another stream. Oh my.
There's some beta testing going on right now, but I haven't
There's
quite
some
figured out
private
this handy Zelda by myself.
Yeah,
to do
there's some private testing going on, some closed testing going on, but some of it has been streamed. So yeah, it is coming.
All right, thank you. Okay, so let's see. That's going to be it for tonight. No other races scheduled. Let's see what's on the schedule for tomorrow. Don't know what's getting restreamed. We do have. Let's see. We do have races scheduled tomorrow. 610 Alucard versus Edium. That's already got plenty of people signed up to commentate and track, so I suspect that'll get a restream. We got Gozen Geta versus Super Nintailor at 8:40. We have Eladris versus Cheesinator at 9:10. And then, of course, keep an eye on the schedule, as plenty of races scheduled. Don't know what's going to be on the restream, so I'm not going to read them all. Next week, going to be the losers bracket finals for most of our divisions, and we'll decide on who all is going to move on. So definitely going to be some exciting matches coming up.
A lot of talent still hanging around too. So
there really is. There have been some upsets, and we might see some more next week. So, all right. So I'd like to thank SpeedGaming for having us. I'd like to thank Miss Metroid for being the main organizer of this tournament. I'd like to thank Zeruvian for joining me on commentary, J3W Tracker, clicking all the buttons behind the scenes, doing all of what I call the hard work, because we just get to sit here and talk. And of course, our runners, Dorkmaster, Flek, and YeOldFartGamer. If you're not already following them, go ahead and give them a follow. And anything else you want to add, Zeruvian, before we call it a night?
Well, that seemed a lot freer at first than it actually ended up being.
Yeah. Well, go to Ice Rock. To be fair, Dorkmaster, not the first person ever to skip Ice Rod Cave. It does happen.
And he won't be the last one either.
No, he will not. But yeah, so that'll do it for us. Hope to see you all tomorrow in the next set of races. And other than that, I'll close it with good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, wherever you may be.